Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. I hope you're all doing very well. This Thursday night football, it's Aston Villa against Manchester United. We get a bit of Grealish watch, but mainly we get a lot of Manchester United watch. The team news is about to come in the next few minutes and we're all set for what I believe will be another win for Manchester United. At least I hope it's going to be a win for Manchester United. That's what we're all here for. That's what we all want to see. So how are you feeling? Are you feeling confident? I am feeling confident, and I think that we will get the win today. I'm very confident about it. I've said I'm confident. I'm going to stay confident. And welcome to everybody who's tuning in. Great to see you all, and I hope you're all ready and excited. Look, there's no room for error. There's no room for error with Manchester United, is there? There is no room for error anymore. We must go out and win games of football, and I don't think Leicester and Chelsea are going to drop many more points, but I think if we win all our games, we will get top four. So team news coming in the next few minutes, of course, and we've got a new member already. It's Dean. Hello and welcome to the Members Club, Dean. You'll get your little logo next to your name. Welcome to the club. Thanks for supporting us. Spurs are really crap, says Extra Z. I don't know what the Spurs game was. Oh, you got me all excited now. I don't know what it was. Someone's going to tell me in the live chat before I get to see it, aren't you? But let me just have a look. Let me have a look. I don't believe live chat anyway. You know, all these live chats, they're proper blag me at times. So Spurs are proper crap. They are proper crap. 0-0 with 0-0 with Bournemouth. Bloody hell. Mourinho's got to go, hasn't he? I mean, I don't pity Spurs. We've been there. We've done that. They're shit, and that's it. Super Marky Goldbridge has Snap Awaken on Twitch. Welcome, pal. Hope you're doing very, very well. And Mark, when last you took your little dog for a walk, if I can watch the little fella have a run around to Shogun United. Look, I know people love dogs. And hi, Mark, what t-shirt are you wearing tonight? Oh, it's exciting. What t-shirt am I wearing tonight? You can't tell. I don't think you can tell. You can't tell because when the person scores, and I'm beyond a hat trick now. I've done 3. I did Martial and I've done Bruno twice. So this is game 4 with the t-shirt. What will I produce underneath it if they score? I've gone for a little bit of Super Bridge tonight. I will reveal my shirt when they score. I'm probably going to get a bit hot, but people are saying they think it's Martial. Some people are saying it's Bruno. Remember, there is a Bruno t-shirt in blue. Anyway, it's blue, Martial, says Dane Grayson. You will have to wait and see. It could be a different t-shirt. There was a new t-shirt released. Check out in the link in the video description if you want to have a little bit of a guess. See what shirts we do in royal blue. If it is blue, could be a trick. It could be a trick. What if I've told you I'm hot. What if I've got 2 t-shirts on? What if Bruno scores and I pull it up and it's Bruno, or Martial scores and I pull it down, it's Bruno, and pull it up and it's Martial? You just don't know. Suffice to say, I'm very hot. Let's keep this run going. Thump them so bad Grealish wants to sign for us at half-time, says Rushal Mitra. Welcome to Ryan Cullihan, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. And Versace says, score prediction for the Manchester United game. Well, I'm going to stick with what I went for in the preview. And what I went for in the preview was Manchester United to win by 2-0. Yaz T200 on Twitch says, is this the United lineup? This is the predicted Manchester United lineup on my left. What I can honestly say is it's not a Lingard t-shirt, David Fever, and I definitely am wearing a t-shirt. It's not a cry for help. I'm not about to go like that and get my moobs out. They are getting big because of lockdown. I do need to exercise more, but I'm sure a lot of you are in that position. Are you going to do watch along for the Champions League and UEFA draw tomorrow, says Road to Dawn? Yes, you can count on that. We definitely are. I'm excited about that. But what we should also be excited about is the team news, which is just about to come in. And it's De Gea, it's the team, it's the dream team. It's the Manchester United side, and it's the team that we want to see. I don't need to change anything. Interestingly, no Lingard on the bench again. So it's De Gea in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire and Shaw, Matic, Pogba and Bruno, Greenwood, Rashford, Martial. This team picks itself. Simples. Romero, Bailly, Williams, Andreas Pereira, Fred, James, Mata, McTominay and Ighalo. It's very easy. I've never known it be so easy and stress-free picking a Manchester United lineup at the moment. It's absolutely easy. And we all love it. And I'm sure you love it at home as well. The positivity that runs through this team at the moment is a joy, and I hope it continues. Welcome to Carlton Chambers, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Remember, if you want to join, click the join button. You get a little badge next to your name. And team's in, and it's unchanged. Come on, United, says Sean Turner. Thanks for the super chat there. And just somebody just said that something's been said about Lingard online. Let me just double check that for you before we... Drawty's just said the graphics are spot on for tonight. Well, I return that. I return that and say this: that Drawty has yet again worked his magic. And remember tonight, wherever you're going to wander off during the game or at full time, player ratings on the United stand are decided by you tonight. We piloted it last week against Aston Villa. The website, in the second half, we will put out a player ratings page. You will mark every player between 1 and 10, 6 being average, 10 being elite, 1 being shite. You will do it. You will mark it. And if thousands of you vote, it will aggregate everybody's score. So you'll get the purest player ratings ever seen. Ever seen. People are going to start copying this like they copy everything else. I don't care. We're doing it first. This is pure. This is the United stands, the Manchester United fan community voting on player ratings. It's unique, it's brilliant, and in the match reaction later, I will go through those. I will vote mine, and when I vote, it will flash up what the aggregate score is. So it'll be interesting to see. What'll happen is I'll start on De Gea. There'll be 10 scores. I may give him a 7, and as soon as I click my 7, your aggregate score from thousands of vote will jump up. So it'll be interesting if you give him a 5 and I've given him a 7. I'll be taking the L's. But any chance for making a Mason Greenwood t-shirt, says Per Eric Klassen. All in good time. All in good time. So, let's have a quick look at that. Would you consider doing a hot mic for the United stand? It's actually very good, says Sean1456. It is very good. It is very good, but we're doing a... We do Twitch and YouTube on the United Stand. Amazing career mode episode, the best one so far, says Salah Ahmed. If you're enjoying the career mode, check it out on Mark Goldbridge, That's Football. What's your score prediction, Mark, and thoughts on how Aston Villa will play? Well, I think I've watched quite a lot of Aston Villa recently, and the way Aston Villa will play is quite defensively and quite well. We need to get an early goal without it's not well. I'd like to get an early goal because I think that would open the game up a lot better. I think Villa aren't going to go gung-ho because I don't think there's many teams in the Premier League at the moment that would go gung-ho against Manchester United because our midfield is so creative and our front three is devastating. So it's no disrespect to Aston Villa. Aston Villa are not going to go gung-ho against Manchester United tonight because nobody would. But they've got to try and have a go. I think they'll try and defend. They'll try and win free kicks and set pieces because that way there's less chance of you being caught on the break from a free kick or a set piece. Yeah. Flex, can you hear me? He's done it again. Well, he's meant to be there. We might hear him at some point. I don't know what he's up to. What is the Villa lineup? We can certainly get you that. It's a very good point. Let's have a look at the Aston Villa lineup. Aston Villa. Computer says Aston Villa. Reina. Pepe Reina in goal, which is quite interesting. He hadn't been in goal recently. Konza, House, Mings, and Taylor. Douglas Luiz. I mean, look, this is like a busman's holiday for me because this is my current FIFA career mode on Mark Goldbridge. That's Football. I did a 6-season United career mode. I'm now doing an Aston Villa one, so I know Aston Villa very, very well because I'm doing a career mode with them. So Reina, Konza, House, Mings, Taylor, Douglas Luiz, McGinn, Grealish, El Ghazi, Trezeguet, and Samatta. So El Ghazi off the right, Trezeguet off the left, Samatta down the middle as the striker, Grealish as the attacking midfielder, McGinn and Douglas Luiz as their workhorse players in the midfield. So that's how they're going to line up. Flex, can you hear me yet?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can all hear you now. So unchanged team, unchanged melody. We're happy with that.
Absolutely. We want that continuity now. I think this is... I don't even really think that we're in that camp of, I hope Solskjaer's going to play the right team. He's been making loads of changes. Why can't he see this? Why can't he see that? We know he knows that's his best team. And unless there's been any injuries, the only thing we're crossing our fingers with before the team news comes out is that someone hasn't pulled up in the warm-up or something like that. Because I think for these Premier League games, he knows what his best team is. They're performing brilliantly. We're dispatching of teams, and we've got momentum, so we've got to keep playing them. I mean, look, this game... the thing is about Villa is you watch them against Liverpool in their last game, and they put up a really good fight. And while they was on top, they probably should have scored for the positions that they took up, hitting Liverpool on the counter. And Liverpool just kind of obviously went up a gear. But it does show you that they are fighting, and having lost that 2-0, that would have really deflated them. But I'm pretty sure that the manager would have got them up for it. Smith would have got them up for it. Jack Grealish is going to get the boys up for it. So I don't think it's going to be as an easy game as some may think. I think it'll be a bit tighter, but I still think we'll get the win for sure. I'm still confident of that. But we do, again, like I've said in all these games, man, we've got to be at it from the start. We've got to have tempo. We've got to have intent. And I think we will.
Can I just say as well, very quickly, we're on 738,000. We're only 100 away from 739, so we could easily do that before kickoff. Please subscribe if you are new to the channel, bottom right-hand corner. And if you have subscribed, just share the video. You can share it on Twitter and Facebook with the share button. Might get some new people in, they might subscribe, and we'll hit it. And we'll grow this fantastic community. And as I said, it is a community on the United Stand. We don't care whether you're from Manchester, India, Mexico, America. Always said it from day one. There is no better fan. Every fan of Manchester United is part of the Manchester United community. And if some fans want to say that's not the case, the United Stand will never be that community. Everybody is welcome and everybody is part of this fan base. Do not let anybody ever make you feel that you don't matter because you've not been to Manchester or you've not been to Manchester United football ground, Old Trafford. You are part of it. So subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner, and be part of this community because you'll absolutely love it. Welcome to our latest member, which is Joshua George. And Chelsea says, "Hi Mark, what's the text in front of you? I tried to stay on my hands but can't read it. Do you think Grealish will score today?" The text that's going in front of me is just little notes to for me as we're going through, but also thank you for the super chat, Chelsea, and I do want to shout out Drawty. He does keep making little changes to the studio all the time, which a lot of you will notice, and look, we've always been that channel with these sort of elite graphics, and we've got some very exciting things to come. That's all I can say. But the most exciting thing, and I'll keep saying it, the player rating show. Make sure you do get your vote in the second half. I will tell you when to do it. And on the match reaction, your player ratings, thousands of you will dictate Manchester United player ratings. I know for a fact players of Manchester United are tuning in to watch because what better way to know how you played in a game than thousands of Manchester United fans voting your score? It's better than bloody Graham Souness saying I hate Pogba. It's proper fan opinion, and that's what this channel is. Slim Fit says, "Can you ask Flex if he's going to carry on his show with rants?" Not on this show, mate, because rants, I think, look, very easy. We've spoken about this and it keeps getting repeated. And I think people just want to try and create a diversion or a division or something. It was an amicable parting of the ways. Everybody gets on and we're moving on. People will leave, people will come in. We're more than happy with the relationship that we've got with Rance, and I'm sure he's happy with the relationship that he's got. But you've got to move on. Things change. Ronaldo left United. Beckham, that killed me, Flex. So we're moving on, and I think the United team's moving on as well.
Yeah, it is. Just on Rance, exactly, man. He's moved on to focus on his own stuff, and it's all amicable. And we move on, and he's gonna, do what he needs to do, and so are we. That's just it, man. There's no hard feelings there, and we keep moving. And like our team's moving on, I mean, my God, is it moving on? You just look at how happy we seem now, and all of a sudden we're getting, videos coming out of the change room of all the dancing and stuff like that. If that would happen 6 months ago, Pogba would be back to a virus. Dan James would have now been taken under the wing of the virus, and Scott McTominay having a laugh. He would have been dug out for having a laugh if we were losing, and people who expect footballers not to express themselves, all these losers. So I love to see that. I've spoken to a few people in and around the club this week as well who have said to me, how great it is in there. And one of them actually said to me that example of, if this was, even Dan James was not getting criticised, we loved it. And they didn't obviously put the video out, but they were happy that it was. And you look at the interview with Pogba now, that can't happen 6 months ago.
It's amazing. I do want to talk about that Pogba thing, actually. Let me just read a couple of super chats and we'll come back to that, because I want to talk about the turnaround there. And Joseph Teagle says, "Give you and the lads a follow on Twitter earlier, Mark. Love the content all the time. United stand. Come on, United. Let's get the 3 points. Big up you." Chelsea says, "Can we hear Flex, Mark? Sounds like he's underwater." I think he sounds perfectly fine to me. Hi, Mark. How should I choose player ratings? Says Eric. Just listening to the show, mate. I'll push you in the right direction for that. Don't worry about that. We'll sort you out for that. Welcome to Irish Hoodlums, John Boy, Adarsh, Ollie Martin Hansen, and Philip Rainstrom, latest members of the United Stand Members Club. Really appreciate those people who are joining and getting the little badges next to their name. Flex's volume might be a little bit too low. I can turn that up, don't worry. I turn it down a little bit because the intro is very loud. That's why I do it. So apologies for that. But yeah, I mean, look, the team news has come in. There's not a lot of us to talk about the team news because it's the team we want to see. And we're very happy about that. But one of the players in that team, Paul Pogba, I did the video this morning. I'm sure most of the people have watched it already. But this is something I spoke about at 8 o'clock last night. I said somebody I've spoken to around Manchester United saying that, look, it's in United's hands to get him to sign a contract. They've just got to give him the money and produce on the pitch. 3 hours later, the man, Fabrizio Romano, says talks are going, and you think, bloody hell, that was accurate what that guy said to me. So, but it is such a turnaround. You were in the ground when, look, top Reds, whatever. I don't like that statement, but there was people in the Stretford end swearing at Paul Pogba at the end of last season, and now everybody loves him. And look, I'm not criticising those people there. I think people need to realise that we don't all live in a world where our farts don't smell. We all make mistakes. You know, I don't think I made a mistake saying Ollie out after the Burnley game. I was appalled. But I'm so glad he's turned it around, and I'm so glad to say that I love Solskjaer and what he's doing. But it was close. It was close. And maybe those people had a right to feel like that about Paul Pogba, and I'm not judging them for being pissed off with him. I even said last summer, I think it's time to go, because he said he wanted to go. But deep down, for me, it was always about, and I wanted him to go because he didn't commit to the club I love. And now he's committing. I'm like, you don't let him go. You know, we do want him here.
No. Just on that, I personally do criticise those people who were hurling abuse at him on the last day of the season when, you know, the players it's been a horrible season. A lot of players haven't played well. And at that point, it hadn't got to the summer yet where he'd done that interview in China or wherever he was.
Yeah, you're right.
Said he wanted to move. So I actually do. I think it was an absolute disgrace, to be honest with you. At the time where it was a bad season all round, we know that. We had that little run with Ollie where we did really well, and we finished the season awfully. And he was at the top of the assists, top of the goals, top of the chances created. If it wasn't for him last year, it would have been even worse. I understand people's frustrations about wanting him to commit, and did he really want to be here, especially after he said what he said. But at that time, when I think it was that Muppet who was shouting at him at the front of the stands, you know, giving him a hurl of abuse and sticking two fingers up at him, I do think that was a disgrace.
Well, mainly because it just wasn't Pogba. You know, there was other players there.
Exactly.
Rashford and Martial. I get a lot of people. I get people coming at me for saying you slated Rashford, but Rashford and Martial have been my two favourite players before Bruno. I slated them both. I said that shit. And that's the whole thing. You've got to be even-handed. You can't just go in on Pogba or Matic or Luke Shaw or whatever player you've got an agenda against. Because I was moaning about this with AFTV the other night. Nobody said anything about Lacazette, and for me, he missed the two big chances to win that game. So you've got to be even-handed. So it wasn't fair on Pogba. You're right, actually.
No. So actually, so that's just wanted to clear that up. But honestly, look, it is about positivity now. And I have to say, I am completely shocked at the turnaround of events, to be honest, because I was arguing on shows at the time saying that, you know, he was going to be gone. There's no way back. This will be the last season. Obviously, then coronavirus hit, which changed a lot of things. I understand that. But just the way that he's playing and the fact that we're even in a position to be in contract talks, I think a lot of Manchester United fans who at the time, that they're going to be allowed to change their opinion, just like someone might have said a player was bad or whatever. It could have been Rashford, it could have been Shaw, it could have been Pereira, Lingard, it could have been Ollie. All these fans who say you can't stick by this man, so what? They're going to be entitled to change their opinion because Pogba wants to stay. I doubt, and I think it's bad, if fans will go, I don't care, he's an absolute disgrace, get him out. If he's turned it around and proved himself. No one's saying that to Matic. Matic was poor, and he came in January and has been good ever since and earned himself a new contract. So technically, not that Pogba had to prove himself, but he has come back strong. He has come back good. And if you got to say praise to anyone, you've got to give praise to Ollie. I'm sorry, you do, because that situation looked untenable. To be fair, Solskjaer's never ever thrown Pogba under the bus, even when Pogba's had his harshest critics from the start.
Well, he never throws anybody under the bus, to be fair, does he? Which is a breath of fresh air, because Mourinho and Van Gaal did.
Exactly. But even with the Lukaku and the Sanchez situation, you could see he was sort of saying, those players wanted to leave early on, and he kind of said, players ain't going to be here, and the attitude and stuff like that. But he's always backed Paul Pogba. But what he's actually managed to do is change the surroundings around Paul Pogba that's actually made Paul Pogba go, I tell you what, I know I didn't get my move because of X, Y, Z, which is a different story. But actually, I could be one of the highest paid players at the club now. They've brought in Bruno Fernandes. They're looking to get Sancho. We've due to Ollie's coaching methods, or some people think it's not, whatever the reason is, Martial and Rashford are scoring. We've got this young kid Greenwood who's doing bits. We've invested in the back line. I tell you what, this is looking like the project it should have been for me in 2016 when I came. Yeah. So, actually, it is a big kudos to Ollie. Whether you think it's tactical or whatever, Ollie has changed the dynamic of that dressing room. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what anyone's agenda is against Ollie and whether they think he's going to be a successful manager. You cannot take away from what he's done in terms of the good feeling factor around it. I know everyone's going to say it's down to Bruno, and they were never going to get Bruno and the injuries. And I get that, but the fact is, on Solskjaer's watch, Bruno still came into, and you got to give him credit for that. He's turned it around.
Welcome to Attilo Riso and Dylan Spinus, latest members of the United Stand Members Club. Mark, my wife graduates law school next summer, and we're making our first trip to London to visit my uncle. I'm from America. We'll get to see my first game live in Nottingham. Love the content. Thank you, Sir Zachary. You're not going to get to watch Manchester United in Nottingham, mate. But a little bit further north, a couple of hours up the road. And Mark, can you use your fan player ratings to calculate your weekly top 10? Just an idea, says Nana. It is something we're going to work on. Yeah, it's a good idea. And Andrew Rossi, so happy to see the excitement surrounding this squad. Team news was a crazy time for way too long. We used to spend half an hour talking about the team news. You're spot on. Daniel Luciano says, could have thought he was bad, but that guy shouting at Pogba last year was an absolute disgrace. Mortifying the way he went at Pogba. Agenda that went deeper than a performance. I'm 100%. Sorry, it went deeper 100%. Than a performance. Even I can say that. Yeah. Keep up the good work, Mark. I missed my chat 4 times last show, but you're still my hero, says Oscar. Sorry if we do miss some of the super chats, and I really appreciate them coming in. Mark, if show the youth enough the old people, says I eat these all the time. And somebody just said there was a funny chat that came in there. I just want to say, just on what Flex was saying there, though. I think, look, I've got no problem. I've seen a clip of Saeed today going around because he was Ollie out after the Villa game last December. I mean, this is 7 months ago. I mean, people change their mind. That's the whole point of football. I followed it for over 30 years. Results change minds. That's how it works. But ultimately, if you're going to have the same passion to criticise, in my mind, you've got to have the same passion to praise. And that's exactly, for me, that I was very passionate about when things were going wrong. But when Bruno came in, I thought this is the opportunity. Let's see if it's taken. And God, they have. And I that passion I had when we were doing not good enough, I now have the passion for what we're doing really, really well. So I'm very happy, and I'm sure a lot of people is. Welcome, Reese Bloomer, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. We did have a super chat though, and I'll let you answer this one, Flex. They basically said, there's 2 questions. Edvin says, do you think Matic needs to be replaced next season? Well, he's just signed a 3-year contract, so I don't see that. And also, somebody said, do you think Jack Grealish won't try today so that Villa get relegated and he comes to United? I mean, we are going to be watching Grealish, though, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. What was the first question? Should Matic be replaced next year? Yeah. I think towards the end of next year, we should be having someone getting ready to start taking the mantle. I said when he signed that deal, he'd earned the deal. A lot of people were in uproar about the length of it, but I kind of saw it in a different way. I think within 18 months of that contract, what's he got, a 3-year deal?
Yeah.
Within 18 months, you want to see the next one coming through. And people, like I said in the show with KG earlier this week, people forget the importance of having good people around the office as such. Do you know what I mean? Like the character builders and passing the mantle on to the person who's going to take the job after you. People forget that role. That it is important, especially in sport, in team sports. It's very difficult when a team's in transition and you don't have experienced members in there. For another year, especially because we've got Fred and McTominay who can rotate around that position. Matic can play a lot of games, and the games he can't play, like I said, you've got a fresh McTominay and you've got a fresh Fred to come in for certain games, because at certain games you're going to need different types of legs, and I understand that. But as long as at the end of next season, because we've got priorities this window, we're so close to being nearly world class at the top end of the pitch. You bring in a Sancho and maybe a Grealish, you can afford to just keep Matic for one more year, playing at the top. But after that, I do want to see a slow. He's being used sparingly in that second year of the contract, coming into games to fill in or coming off the bench. So no, I don't think he should be sold after next year. And like you said, with the contract market, probably won't happen. But there should be an obvious kind of transition out of Matic by the end of that year. I would say, end of next season.
Definitely. I think that at the end of the day, it's Matic will have a longer role at United than people think, and hopefully we will bring somebody in, whether it's McTominay or Fred, to work under him. Please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner, I'll just check in there. We're only 20 subscribers away from 739,000, so I can change that. Please subscribe. Welcome to the United Stand if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. Fantastic community. Player ratings. That's all I'm going to say. You will decide the player ratings today. My uncle, here's Zachary actually. He says my uncle is from Nottingham, but he's season ticket, so he'll be taking me to see my first live game. Just sad it couldn't be United match. Anyway, anywhere I should eat. I haven't lived in Nottingham for about 20 years, mate. So anyway, I know Hooters is still there. Red Baron says, actually, the results are not changing my mind as much about Ollie. It's more the style we're playing with Pogba and Bruno in midfield. And I think that's a great point by Red Baron, actually, because... and Mike Bonington says, hi, Mark, love the new graphics on the opening, but it lags as it gets to the last 2 seconds. No can last time. Looks great, though. Well done. Well, we are live, Mike. We're live. Things are going to lag sometimes. I meant to have a show where the youth talk about United, like the 8 o'clock show on Sunday. All you have on is old people like Saeed, KG, Adam, Ricky. It says,
Saeed's young.
Saeed's young, mate. Yeah, stop being ageist. And hi from Russia, Mark. Love United Stand. Let's go United. Look, I'm 18. As everyone says, I look like I'm 18. But I really liked that comment from Red Baron there, because the results are very important at the moment, because we need to keep winning. And Zane says that agent Arsenal Mourinho doing a great job tonight because I think they've drawn. But yeah, we need to keep winning to get top 4, because there's no room for error. That's why it's exciting. But actually, I think what Red Baron is saying is true, because if we were scraping 1-0s playing like we did at the start of the season, we'd be happy because we were winning. But we'd still be saying he's still got to play better football. Whereas we can't slip up at the moment. But actually, he's right. The big football is actually the fact that we are playing well, and that's the thing that's improved for us. That's the encouraging thing. Actually, playing well is very important.
Yeah, it is. I mean, look, you want to do things in stages. So when you get to the elite level, top level, world class level teams, it becomes a fact of you can win titles, but when you don't win them convincingly, or you don't win them in style, people question it. You see it at Real Madrid, you see it at Barcelona, and we want to aspire to be that top level, but we're so far away. We just had to establish, first of all, steadying the ship and getting some W's, because they were scarce. And then you obviously want to work on your style of play. There's been times where Ollie's literally been on his last legs, maybe not being close to being sacked because the club are never going to do it. But in terms of results, they were really bad. But he just needed to get some W's anyhow, anyway. And we actually did do that a lot before Bruno came. The W's that we did get were never emphatic like they are now. They were never free-flowing like they are now. They were just wins. Do you know what I mean? Very few of them were strong, convincing wins. But you're right. I think we've got a bit of a bonus where we've managed to improve the style of play. Some say it's just down to only having better players, but you say that it's only one extra player who's in that starting 11. Really, he had Matic all along. He had Pogba all along. He's had Martial and Rashford all along. Greenwood. He's slowly brought him in, so that's down to Solskjaer. So really, it's only really Bruno. So, and the rest is all the same. So he has actually done really well with his signings, and he has turned it around at the moment with his best players. And I think Xander said it well. You do, and Adam says you do need your best tools to be able to do the job. Of course, he's going to need Pogba and Bruno and Rashford and Martial all to play for us to look this good. What happens when you bring in the likes of Pereira, Lingard, Mata, etc. It's not his fault that those players are way off the pace. He needs his best tools to do his job. So slowly but surely, Solskjaer is doing that.
He definitely is. Let's have a quick look at what's being said in the chat section. We are live on Twitch as well. Welcome to everyone on there. Craig, Tom Harrison 2005, Billy Pipe Her, Ches 92, Wooders, and Tom the Tosser. I must admit, it's great doing the Twitch thing as well because you get the best of both worlds in relation to good comments. But I have noticed on Twitch that the usernames are harder to read out than on YouTube, I must admit. Everyone, let's have a look. It reminds me of when Ronaldo came in. He's invigorated the team in relation to Bruno, says Looney Prince. Happy with Ollie. He's not changing his starting 11 all the time. Press conferences are brilliant lately as well. He's starting to grow into the job, says Ryan FTW. Thank you for the super chat. Martinez almost on a level with De Gea. Oh, Zane. What did you do on Wednesday night? You had one job, as Flex said. One job, and you bloody blew it. Don't come on here where winners reside and try and be part of the winning gang. Andrew Rossi says, just can't underestimate the positive effect that Bruno has had on this squad. On and off the pitch, what a great example of a professional. Red Baron says, I love Flex, but I disagree with his point that you need wingers. The style of play is the reason you need wins. The style of play is the reason we're getting wins, in my opinion. I mean, I think that's always been a blunt argument.
Oh, he's in. Oh, Tottenham might concede it. Yes, they've done it.
Bournemouth.
Oh, Bournemouth have scored, but Josh King, I think, has been given off for offside.
How long?
VAR. Eddie Howe's going mad. 85th minute.
How long could they last? How long is Mourinho going to last, people? I mean, we've been there. So whatever. David Minay says, do you think not having a fast centre back can cause some problems next season? Yeah, definitely. I think you can. But you know what Red Baron says there, though? I mean, I always think it's a bit of a blunt argument because, yeah, if you play good football, you will win matches. That goes hand in hand. You can win games by playing poorly, but you're going to win more games playing well. But ultimately, we've got I agree. The perfect package at the moment is the fact that we're winning games and playing well. Thanks everyone who's subscribing. Bottom right hand corner to do that. Weird question, but when is the United stand coming up to be available on Hot Mic, says Leaf Hunter? We don't do Hot Mic, we do Twitch and we do YouTube on match days. Love Pogba dictating our play, but miss him tearing up the centre attacking midfield position. First 12 games under Ola equals 12 goals, 9 goals, 6 assists. Those are Bruno's stats, says Dylan Smith. I don't know what your thoughts are on this, Flex, because I've said it so many times, but I just feel, and Suban says, what t-shirt are you wearing? I can't tell you until they score. Suffice to say, I'm bloody boiling, so I might have more than one t-shirt on under here. You'll have to wait and see. I'm really sweating up. I wanted to do like a super bridge thing and rip it off when they score, but they probably won't score and I have to keep the top on all the time. But Pogba, I've always said it's a myth that he's a centre-attacking midfielder. I just think he does way more damage from the deep.
Yeah, it's true. This notion where everyone was saying play Pogba as a 10, he's not a 10. He doesn't move like a 10. He doesn't think like a 10. He isn't a 10, and he can affect play more from deep because of the fact that his range of passing is so good, and his instinct to make things happen and create is good. What he can do though, which I think which helps the myth that Pogba is like a number 10, because he kind of is an attacking midfielder because he makes attacks happen and gets assists and makes chances, but in his position. If you get what I'm saying, that's why he is a 6. And I think what happens is because Pogba can travel with the ball when he wants to and he can play hard and skin someone, win a penalty, because he's the complete midfielder, I think people expect him to be a specialist in all areas when he's actually not. The best of Paul Pogba is when you've got someone else, clearly, like a Bruno, take the 10 mantelpiece and Pogba can just sit deep, choose his moments to go forward and get involved. He might go on a little gallop or something. But playing those little penetrative passes in between lines, linking up with the likes of someone in his wavelength, like a Bruno. So I think that's why we're seeing Pogba, because I think we're seeing his best position. He's adaptable, so he can play in a flat 3 and play furthest left of that 3 and get forward. I remember when we had a lot of joy when we didn't have a number 10 and we had him as a 3, and he was on the left of the 3, and that's where we had a lot of joy with him. When he had a lot of joy at Juventus as well, when he kind of into left wing positions or goes to link up with the left winger as a sort of left centre midfielder in a 3. Because he can play there and we didn't have anything else, we were just screaming as United fans, play him as high up the pitch as possible. We need him to do something. But it just isn't like that now, and I think that's why we're seeing.
Are you breaking up? You still there?
Yeah, I'm still there. I can hear you now. I just cut back in.
All right, okay.
I don't know where it cut off, but yeah.
It's still 0-0 in the Spurs game, by the way. There wasn't a goal. Flex has gone. I thought it was me for a minute. We've got him back there. It's so refreshing seeing us play now how we used to be, says Ratfink, compared to how we used to be. I think Ollie has done a superb job. Get Sancho in the team title challenges next season, definitely, Mark. I mean, look, just on the race for top 4, George Ramos says, hey, Mark, just curious how comes whenever you're live here, you never put on your Man United jerseys anymore. Also, do you think we can win today? Last time I checked, that's a Manchester United badge on my shirt, but, you know, there you go. And has Ricky returned from the moon yet, says Subra? I don't know what that joke's all about, but he'll be on the fan cams. Bournemouth have just scored.
Oh, they have?
I have just seen Bournemouth score out the corner of my eye. I'm sure.
Callum Wilson to the rescue, man.
I know. And
it's going to be a VAR. Eddie Howe looks nervous.
Well, I think this is the big problem with VAR. I think Spurs had a goal in the first game.
Yeah, they did. I think they're all looking now, so I think, is it going to be a VAR?
I don't think that is
No,
a
you can't give a high foot for that. No, that's a goal.
I think they're going to try and say something about the shoulder barge a little bit, but that to me,
no foul there. Does it hit off Josh King's arm?
If it does, then that's a goal. That won't be a goal because it's any touch of the hand,
Exactly.
isn't it?
That's not going to get given. 12 minutes at a time. Oh, there was a big injury, wasn't there? Does that hit off Josh King or does it hit off the defender?
Oh yeah, it won't be a goal. There was not going to be a goal.
Not going to be a goal.
What a goal it was, though, by Callum Wilson, overhead kick.
Handball. Oh no, Bournemouth.
That is shocking. That is really shocking. And Josh King will know as well.
Yeah.
That rule is a joke.
The VAR's crazy, but to be fair, I suppose that is plain as day, isn't it? It's off his hand and can't do that.
VAR and that rule is ruining football.
Yeah, it is. It is. But that one, though, it does hit his hand and go in, though. That one, to be fair.
Well, was it not going in anyway, don't you think? I think it's a bit like the off. I think it's a bit like the when you give an own goal. If it's as long as the shot's going in, and no, you know, I just think it's not intentional and it was going in anyway. I just think it's
I suppose
it's harsh. Yeah. It is harsh. It really is. He stuck his hand out, says Mark. VAR is a massive fraud, says CGO8224. We'll get your score predictions in because I was going to ask you that next, Flex. What's your score prediction going to be for this game?
I think it will be something saying 2-1. I just feel like Aston Villa are going to put up a bit of a fight, but I actually did predict 2-0, so I'm going to stick with that. Yeah.
I went with that.
I don't think it'll be easy though.
Just watching this, I suppose Bournemouth have had to go for it though, haven't they? In that sense, they've had to proper go for it and try and get over the line with it. So a lot of people, I've gone to. I mean, look, I think if we get the early goal in this game, it could be, 3 or 4 again. And I think we just got so many goals. Like Greenwood looks like he's going to score. Rashford looks better. Martial can always chip in with a goal. Bruno seems to get goals and assists every game. Goal difference not as massively important now because Leicester have dropped points again. I mean, if we win today, we're still going to be in 5th, but we're within a win of going past all of them. But it really is going to get interesting now. Welcome to James Dublin, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. It is going to get interesting now because we have got Villa tonight are 4 points from safety. They need something. Do you think that Villa will go for it tonight, or do you think they'll just try and clean sheet? A point gets them 3 from safety. I don't think they're going to go for it. I think they'll try and live off scraps.
They'll sit back. They'll try and stay in the game, similar to what all the teams have kind of done against us. To be fair, Bournemouth kind of went for it actually against us in the first 10-15 minutes, didn't they? And got their goal. They looked quite dangerous, but I feel that Villa won't do that. I feel like they try to stay in the game, try to get Jack Grealish on the ball in the final third. If they can, try and break. If they can, with Al Ghazi quite quick on one side, but he's not going to get any change out personally. Or if he's on the other side, he's definitely not getting any change out of Wan-Bissaka. And up front, who did you say starting? Is what's his name?
Samatta starting for them.
Oh, right, okay, yeah. So I can't see them up front causing us too much danger, and we should be controlling that midfield. McGinn's a good player though. He's got legs, he can run about, he's energetic. But him and who is this? What's the other geezer's name? Douglas Luiz.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see them dominating the midfield battle with Matic, Pogba, Bruno. So I think we'll have a lot of the ball. But again, like against Sheffield United, like against Brighton, like against Bournemouth, we've got to be intent. We've got to have intent. We have to
Fucking
pass
hell.
quick. We've got to be energetic.
12 added minutes in this Bournemouth Spurs game. I don't know what they've been doing, but...
No, someone had a really bad injury.
Yeah.
He was carried off on a stretcher. I haven't seen it, but I saw the back end of him getting carried off.
We've got nearly 20,000 people watching before kickoff, which is great. So
Wow.
Please subscribe if you're new, bottom right-hand corner. We are on the road to 140k. I do need to change it because we have gone past 139,000. So please subscribe if you're new, bottom right-hand corner, and keep sharing the video. We've got 20,000 watching. Daniel Luciano says it's Manchester United versus Mark's career mode. Well, I will give up the 3 points for that. And do you think we're going to man mark Jack Grealish as you and Black? Well, let's talk about Grealish for a moment. This is a bit of a Grealish watch as well, and he definitely is a player United are looking at. I don't know whether we're going to sign him or not, but we haven't spoken about Grealish. Get rid of VAR, says Zayn Miassi. He's an Arsenal fan. And 3-0, think we're going to have too much going forward, says Craig Thomas Miller. I agree with you there. But Grealish, I mean, Ollie was asked the same question in the press conference. I don't know whether you saw it. I don't think he's that. He's not Bruno Fernandes and he ain't Paul Pogba. He's a player we would like to bring in to be, a player that sort of competes with them. But I don't think we need to. I don't think Jack Grealish is that good that United need to man mark him. I don't know what you think. He'll be up for it though.
He'll be up for it. Go on, finish.
Oh, what a save, Lloris.
Oh no. Entertaining game this. Bournemouth going for it. I don't think we need to man mark Grealish. No. Literally, he's the only sustainable threat that they have. Yes, you can see what Grealish does if you don't get onto him, and he does get the ball. He can cut in, he can hit the top corner easily, 2-footed, can drive with the ball if you give him space and time to turn at you. But he can't do it all himself, because even in that game, they still didn't win. So, yeah, I think if you're going to near enough bottom of the league and you have to man mark players, it says more about us than it does about them. And also, like I talk about this Man United arrogance that I keep saying we need, and we're slowly getting back. Actually, if we go there and play to our ability, Jack Grealish has a difficult job just trying to keep up running in midfield with Bruno and Pogba linking up and Greenwood coming off the flank into that area, and he'll have way more to think about than him being man marked, and we've got way more threats than them. So no, we shouldn't be doing that. But Matic is smart enough to understand when to go, when not to go, and positioning so that Grealish doesn't overrun us, because you can't give him the license freedom to do what he wants, but we haven't got to do a Herrera Hazard job. No chance.
No, I'd agree with that. I mean, I'm just watching this other game as well at the moment. We've got a few super chats coming in. Wayne Rooney says, should we worry about El Ghazi? Exactly, no. Going 3-0, think we have too much going forward, says Craig. Thank you, I think we'd read that one. I want Aki at United. He's been quality in this game, says Dane Grayson. I mean, you said last week you don't rate him, don't you, Flex? You don't rate Aki.
Yeah, again, I'm not saying he's rubbish. I'm not saying he's crap. He's a good player. He's proved he can play at a decent level. I just think it's really easy to say he's 100,000 million%, and a massive upgrade on Lindelof.
He's just quicker, sure. I think that's the problem, isn't it? Pace is the problem.
Yeah, and he wants to play left centre back as well, which is Harry Maguire's, position. Would I take him for 20 million though, and give him a chance to see if he is a massive upgrade? I would if Bournemouth went down and they had to sell for 20 million and we wanted to go get him. I wouldn't be saying, why have we got him? What's the point? I'm just not. The question I ask people is, do you think we have a title-winning combination then of Maguire and Aki, as opposed to Maguire and Lindelof? Is it a massive, massive title-winning difference? And I'm not so sure it is.
Well, I think I sort of agreed with you last week, but I think then after having thought it through, I was like, well, look, Van Dijk at Southampton, did everybody know he was going to be the player that he's become?
Yeah.
Look, I think he was better than what Aki is at Bournemouth, but look, I don't know. I think it would be a risk, but I don't think it would be a necessarily I think there's a possibility it could be a worthwhile risk, but I don't think United will do it. How do you think the match will develop, says Renate? Will it be an even match? I think it'll be possession against defence. And score prediction against pub team Spurs, says Zayn Miassi. It is the North London derby at the weekend, but I don't think anybody cares apart from Arsenal and Spurs fans. It's the battle for 8th, isn't it? It's certainly not a battle for anything else.
The way Tottenham are playing, I think Arsenal will do them, to be honest.
And to be fair, Arsenal will celebrate that more than anything because it's the it's the beating Spurs Cup, isn't it? Chris says, have you got a TV licence? I don't know what this is all about. Would you rather Grealish or Campbell at United, says Barra Horgan. Yeah, definitely Grealish. I do rate Grealish. I'm looking forward to watching him, to be fair. Got another injury here in this Bournemouth game. It'll be carrying on past United at this rate. Nothing. Bournemouth deserve to have won this game against Spurs, says Robin Van Becky. I've only watched a little bit. I think you're right. Zach Charlton, thanks for the super chat. He says,
I've watched most of it. Yeah, they deserve to get something out. Tottenham have been absolutely crap.
Hope there's no injuries today. Let's get this win and carry the momentum, keeping the pressure on Leicester and Chelsea. And Robert O'Malley, thanks for the super chat there. Mourinho is destroying every team he takes, says Jerry. And what do you think the score will be? Well, we've both gone 2-0. I don't think the players like Aki and Cantwell from Norwich are good enough for United. They are fighting relegation for a reason, says Daz OW. Yeah, but I always say this. Roy Keane got relegated with Forest, and then we bought him. So, yeah, you can't just judge a player because they got relegated. There's 11 players in a team.
I think with better players, look, I do think Aki with better players like he would do would do well. I'm not saying that he plays for Bournemouth, he's going to come to us and make those mistakes because he's not up to it. I don't think that. I think he can play with the best. I'm just not sure on the leap up that it is. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Let's have a quick look at the chats that are going on. Dazu W says, we've read that one, haven't we? 12-minute extra time. Yeah, a lot of people talking about that. Liverpool have a lot of former lower league players. And could Aki and Maguire be a title-winning partnership, says Wyatt? Well, exactly. I think that's what Flex was saying there.
Yeah.
I think Sionku's a great player. I'd love him at United. I think he's proper underrated, but you're not going to get him out of Leicester. And I feel our first team is better than Fergie's last season.
Can't have Sionku and Maguire though. Way too similar.
Yeah. I would think so. I hope Dan James comes off the bench as Anthony Russo. I mean, look, Pereira and James are very popular this week, but not for footballing reasons.
Yeah, Pereira sat that guy down, didn't he, on Twitter? And Dan James been getting it in on the dance floor. I love it. I love to see the camaraderie in the dressing room, man. Is Lingard on the bench, actually?
No, third game in a row. So
he's not on the bench again. Oh, he's gone. He's out.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think Lingard can be injured now. So I mean, look, Ollie seems to. I think with Ollie, what I think about Ollie, I don't know what everyone at home thinks, is that I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer gives everybody a very good chance. Probably too many chances. I think he gives them.
Gomez.
Yeah. But like Jones, he even gave Jones chance against Sheffield United, and that was his last chance. It was like now I'm not giving you any chance again. Yeah, and Lingard's had loads of chances, and now it's like that's it. You've had your chances. He almost gives them too many chances, but when he makes his mind up, he's ruthless.
Yeah, which actually, I suppose is probably the fairest side of the two-sided coin. Like, at least he's given you, because it's hard when you get asked to come in for one game or two games and say, right, if you don't like it in this 60 minutes that you're going to stay on for, you're coming off and then you're not playing again for 6 games. He's given Lingard a proper extended run. He's given Pereira an extended run, played him in the 10, played him in the midfield when we had injuries, and played him on the right. And he's been awful in all of those. He's given Mata chances and brought him in at the times he sees fit because he knows he's not a guy. He's given McTominay loads of chances, and to be fair, McTominay proved it. Yes, you could argue his injuries, but he gave Fred his chances. Fred came in and took his chance and played pretty much the whole of the season until up until we football finished. So I agree with that. Yeah, he does give players chances until he finds what he wants. Brandon Williams, he's given his chance to, and to be fair, he's just used him sparingly because he's young, but he's given him his fair chances. So yeah, I agree with that. But I like that ruthlessness after giving him a chance.
Ahoy, I'm calling him Ahoy. His name's Andy Slade. He says, would you stick with De Gea next season or go with Henderson? Your and Flex opinion. De Gea, 10 United fan, says, love United stand. Thanks for the super chat. And Harold Holsfaersfault says, laugh out loud. After the Sheffield United-Tottenham match, Mourinho complained about defensive Sheffield United team. Anyway, Ake fits Man United. Exciting future now at Man United. City ban. So a couple of quick questions there, because we are getting closer to kick-off. And RMN Niall says, Martial hat-trick again. Oh, getting so excited. Get so excited for United games now. But very, very quickly, De Gea or Henderson next season. What's your thoughts on that?
They're not going to sell De Gea, are they?
No.
They're not going to sell De Gea. on a selfish note, I wouldn't mind bringing Henderson back to just show De Gea, actually, be on your toes because this guy's ready. But the best thing for Manchester United and the best development thing for Henderson is to keep playing, Premier League football. So I'd probably organise another year's loan. I'll probably organise another year's loan at Sheffield United. They might even get Europa League. You can play some European football in that. And that will be, that'd be brilliant for him. It'll give him a chance to knock on Gareth Southgate's door as well, especially if Sheffield United do anywhere near as well as they've done this season. So I think, because I don't think they're ready to sell De Gea. Look, De Gea's not been the De Gea that we've known, but he's still not absolutely horrendous. Do you know what I mean? Like he's made some big mistakes that we have seen from him. I think the fact that they're not ready to sell him yet, that they're not ready to sell him yet. I'd still keep him at least. But I definitely wouldn't sell Dean Henderson because he needs to replace De Gea. Because what will happen is when De Gea is ready to leave, we'll have to go and spend 70, 80 million on a keeper. And we just don't need to do that when we've got Dean Henderson progressing nicely.
Definitely. Okay. Well, we've got you're going to be on at half time again anyway, aren't you? But you will be doing all the fan cams as well. You got the normal lot up and running?
Yeah, all the normal lot on to get all that reaction. Hope happy and as straightforward as it's been.
Well, it is on the knife edge, isn't it? Let's build up a bit of excitement just before you go. It is on the knife edge because this league. I mean, look, I'm not going to use Spurs dropping points because that's expected. But Man City lost to Southampton last Monday. So United and Southampton, lots people are always saying, well, whatever. Man City shouldn't be losing to Southampton, and Southampton are not fighting relegation. So Villa are fighting relegation, and we're behind Man City in the league. We could drop points tonight. I don't expect it, but let's not underestimate the fact that if we do win, it's
Premier
a very
League,
good win.
Man. Look what Bournemouth just held Tottenham. I know Tottenham are not us, but we slapped 5 past Bournemouth. And,
well, we should drop points at some point. This is what I mean. I want to sort of say that it's such a great run that we're on that we shouldn't underestimate it because you can drop points very easy.
Yeah, you can, and even draws, like we're saying, draws are just not what you want right now. Even though a draw still keeps it tight in and around it, but because of the teams we're playing, we could accept draws if we had to play a Liverpool or we had to play a Man City. You'd be like, at least we didn't get beat. But like the Spurs game, kind of at the beginning. But then you're looking at the fixture list of the teams that you're playing and where they are in the league. You just can't help but thinking, if you want to be serious about getting yourself into that top 4, you can't be dropping points against these types of teams. But you easily can because they're fighting for their lives, Just because it's been plain sailing with the other teams, it doesn't mean it's going to keep being plain sailing,
Yeah, definitely. Okay, mate. Well, I'll get you on at half time. Enjoy the first half, and we'll speak in a bit.
Cool. Later.
You can follow Flex on Twitter at FlexUTD. Give him a follow on there. TD Shift says, Mark and Flex, every time I'm feeling depressed, you always put a smile to my face. I appreciate it. We will be doing the Premier League show tomorrow, by the way, tomorrow afternoon. And we're doing it live because we won't be in the studio as normal because there is a Europa League draw at midday, which we're going to do. So we're then going to do, we can't go to the studio, so we're going to do it like a live Premier League show, which will be good. Jason, that'll be tomorrow afternoon about 3 o'clock. Jason Hines, thank you for the super chat there. We are live on Twitch as well. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Hi Mark, just watched your vlog where you circled Arsenal's grounds as it's Joshua 2004. That's on my channel, the Mark Goldbridge channel. I did a Chelsea one and I did an Arsenal one, and they even make me laugh. The Arsenal one's the best because it just came natural. I just loved it. It's got over 100,000 views on a channel that's got not many subscribers, but it's a funny video. You reminded me of that. It brings a smile to my face. The Tony Adams statue thing just makes me crack up. What shirt are you wearing, says Cole Caulfield. I tell you what, mate, I'm hot. I'm very, very hot because I may have more than one T-shirt on under here, but I'm going to do a Super Bridge thing and reveal it because the last few shows, the T-shirt I've worn with the player's name on it has scored. Today, I want it to be a big moment. I'll probably forget. They'll score and I'll celebrate. Man United are probably in the Champions League because of Man City's ban, says Hickman. I mean, I don't want to talk about the Man City ban. I don't know what everybody feels, but the Man City ban for me, if you finish 5th, you're going to be in the Champions League. And look, Man City's ban could get totally overturned, and if you finish 5th, you don't get in the Champions League. Or it could be reduced to a year, or it could be kept at 2 years, and you do. But what I would say about that is that I want to finish in the top 4 outright, because if we finish 5th, everyone next season will say, you're only in it because Man City got a ban. Let's get top 4. Let's do I don't want to be in. I'll take it, but I don't want to be in there for that reason. Do you think Pogba will sign a contract? Says David Moyes is the GOAT. I'm not going to say yes because I think it's such an amazing thing if he does, but I definitely think that there is a big chance of us doing it. Suttersum says get naked, Mark. It's not that sort of channel. And we won't get fourth, we will get third, says Daniel Barrow. Well, I did say that. And Desto says you're blocking the T-shirt power. 21,000 people watching before kickoff is absolutely fantastic. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Remember, this is the watch along where we interact. We don't, we get flex on at half time and that, but we sit and we interact. That's what this channel is all about. So thanks everyone who's tuning in. Please subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. We are very, very close to, well, we're not very close, but we're on that road to hitting 740k, on the road to 750,000. Bottom right hand corner to subscribe on YouTube. And also you can follow us on Twitch. Do give us a follow. I think we're nearly just around 5,000. So give us a follow if you're on Twitch, but subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner on YouTube, and please share the video. Teams shouldn't be allowed to spend what they want. Didn't know Corbyn was running UEFA, says Zayn Miasi. Always goes political. Don't really know what your point is. I mean, realistically, City should be getting a ban, I think, but they might get away with it. Anyone more nervous for this game than the other ones, says Troy Edwards. I think with every game you become more nervous because with every step you take up the mountain, the bigger the fall. We knew at the start of lockdown that if we lost the game, we probably weren't going to get top four. We've done really well. We've beaten, we drew with Spurs, we probably should have won, but then we've beaten Sheffield United, Brighton, Bournemouth. We've taken 10 points from 12, and we've put ourselves in a really good position to get third or fourth. But we're still in that same situation. If we slip, we fall, and we probably don't get top four. And the Premier League, like Flex says, is so precarious that you can drop points, and if we do drop points, we're out of it. And all this good work. So I understand why we feel a bit nervous. I think if we win tonight, Southampton becomes even more nervy than tonight, and it's going to be like that. But it's excited nervousness as well. Hi Mark, unpopular opinion, no player is bad because they got through an academy. They could have told them to get lost. Have a good day, says Izzy Tattersall. Thanks for that super chat, by the way. And do you think Mourinho will try to bring fanboy Matic to Spurs with his current form since Humberto's well, he won't get him. He won't be able to get Matic. So he might try to get him, but he won't get him. I'm very nervous, says Usman. And I'm so excited football is back and United are on fire right now, says Shivan. And who's getting on the score sheet tonight, says Jack Elliott. Cue lots of comments. Can I just say as well, it is a present for you. It's been something we've been working on. Drawty's put a lot of work into it. The website, people have put a lot of work into it as well. Player ratings will be decided by you. We piloted it in the last game against Bournemouth. You crashed the website. We've changed a few things. So what will happen is in the second half, I will put a link in the video description and you can go and start voting for what you are marking the players of out of 10. And if 10,000 people vote, then you'll have 10,000 people voting and it will aggregate everybody's score to one score between 1 and 10. So De Gea could get 6.7, but on my match reaction, I will go through the player ratings. I won't know your scores until I mark a player's score. So if I give De Gea a 7, it will then flash up what the aggregated score is. So this is the biggest and most accurate player rating system that's ever been done. And it's been done by the United Stand for you. You can vote on that during the second half through the United Stand website. We'll give you details on that. Very exciting. I mean, look, I like doing my player ratings. I'm sure Manchester Evening News like doing their player ratings. I'm sure every mainstream media outlet or vlogger or anything likes to do their player ratings, but there'll be nothing more pure than thousands of you voting. And, maybe even Ollie will take a look. Chelsea versus Sheffield may go our way. Third is still on as Liverpool are chasing lots of records, says Nitan. Chelsea have got to go to Liverpool. Hello, Mark. At their best, who's better, Pogba and Kevin De Bruyne? Also, how does one get in contact with you? Instagram, says True Red TV. If you can DM me on Twitter. I'm not very good on Instagram, but I think there's an email address as well. Rashford, Greenwood and Pogba will score, says Adzils. I'd like to see Pogba getting on the score sheet. Martial's an interesting one, isn't it? Because Martial's goal against Bournemouth was individual brilliance. Absolutely. And in the last two games, Martial actually hasn't had many chances. I don't think against Brighton and Bournemouth, despite scoring 8 goals, I don't think we created a chance for Martial because he's doing so much work without the ball. So I think that with Martial, Villa are going to defend well. I think Martial will create the space for others to score. I'd like to see Martial score because I think the work that he does is fantastic. Edward Walters says Pogba's even given interviews with Sky Sports before the game, loving it. Mark, although I hated Mourinho, I'm so grateful about him getting Matic, says Edward Walters. Goldbridge voids the season. Welcome, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Thanks for everyone who's joining the Members Club and supporting the channel, by the way. You get the little badge next to your name. Really, really appreciate that. And please subscribe if you're new, bottom right-hand corner on YouTube, and follow us if you are on Twitch. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. We're only 4 minutes away from kickoff, so I need to get the timer ready for everybody as well. Yeah, 2-0 I'm going for with Manchester United in this game. I'm very excited. I'm loving, I'm absolutely loving the positive vibes. And I said this, I do the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer press conference reaction on this show. We're live every night at 8 o'clock, 10 a.m. every morning. We've got the Europa League draw tomorrow lunchtime. You can join us for that live. There's lots of positivity and excitement around Manchester United at the moment. And, Ole's press conferences are positive. Everything's going right at the moment. You just don't want it to slip. We will have a bad result at some point. Liverpool had their Watford. Man City have lost games as well. We won't win forever. We will slip at some point. And I just hope it's not going to be in the next few games. But we must respect it. We must expect it at some point. Glasgow Rangers fans here. Love the stream, says Adam Unsworth. Thank you, pal. Thank you very much. And if both teams were relegated, Aki or Grealish, says Sammy FC. I mean, I prefer Grealish. I think Grealish... I think United need a player that offers something different if Bruno gets tired. If Bruno gets tired, you've got to use Pereira or Matic or Lingard, and they ain't good enough. Benjamin Russell, my heart is beating so fast, I'm that excited. Glory, glory, Man United. Come on, Villa, I hope United lose, says You. And 3-0 United, Greenwood always scoring, says Michael Enzis. And love the truth you bring to the United stand, says Sheldon. Well, thanks everyone who's tuning in. Look, I had a bit of a problem on Twitter earlier on with people just being very horrible again. I don't get it. Manchester United are playing fantastically well. We've got a game tonight, and you get certain people, they're negative. He's a Forest fan. I just don't get it. I think some people just want to see the world burn. But as I've said many times over the years on the United stand, I know so many fans from Manchester, and they're absolutely fantastic. But I know loads of fans from America and Ireland and anywhere in England. I've never been to India, so I don't know fans from there, only through the community that we've got, or Australia. But Manchester United fans are the same to me. That you're all part of the family and you're all part of the community. We've always been a global channel, and we always will be. And that's what Manchester United is. I just don't get this division that comes up. There is no division. There's just opinion. I don't get it. I don't get where this comes from, that United Stand promotes division in the fan base. We're just fans talking about bloody football. It's never been so positive. For 6 months, there's been nothing but positivity from me, because since they brought Bruno in, I think they did the right thing, and it's got better and better and better. Yes, we moaned under Mourinho. Yes, we moaned under Van Gaal. And yes, we moaned up till Christmas under Ole because it wasn't good enough. You've got to moan to make the club improve. Imagine if we'd sat there up after the Burnley result and gone, it's fine. Ollie's at the wheel. The club would have gone, it's fine. The fans are happy. Do you not think that the unrest prompted United to go and buy Bruno? Because it did. You've got to be vocal. Every club is vocal. How do you think managers get sacked? How do you think club owners go and spend money? Because they see the fans aren't happy. It's part and parcel of football. And as I said to Flex, you should have the same passion when you're being negative when things are going well. And I think we are seeing that with Manchester United fans at the moment. So I just do not get it. I just do not get it. But there you go. Anyway, we're about to kick off with this game. I will kick off the timer as soon as it does. And let's get it on. Let's get it on. 1 minute. I want to go there, and I want to go there. Yeah, I mean, look, Villa could get something today. I'm not going to be disrespectful to Villa. They could get something today, but Manchester United, the way we're playing at the moment, we've got goals in that team. We're picking the strongest team yet again, and let's go and see what we can do. Please subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. That's what I was going to check, and let me get this timer up and running. We're off. We're off. We're up and running. Here we go. Here we go, everybody. Just had a super chat coming in from CR. He says, good luck trying to get Champions League with that squad. I don't know what you're talking about. Draw written all over this, says City Tid on Twitch. And what shirt are you wearing, Mark? Says 2K Ben. Well, you wait and see. Wait and see. So, United starting off with the ball here. Wan-Bissaka knocking it in towards Pogba, and Greenwood picks it up in the middle, and Matic just gives it to Pogba. What happened to the T-shirt, Mark? Martial, Pogba and Greenwood to score. Lee Taylor. Look, I'm going to do a super bridge thing. When they score, the T-shirt will come out. I'm very hot. I'm very, very hot. Don't worry. It's not a Harry Maguire T-shirt, although he could score. He could score. He's on the ball at the moment. I expect to see the fullbacks getting forward a lot here. I mean, Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka are already in the Villa half, even though the ball is with Lindelof and Maguire quite close to the penalty box. So those fullbacks really do bomb forward and provide the width. But this game already in the first minute is exactly what I expect it to be. A lot of possession from Manchester United and a high work rate from Aston Villa. Early goal would be fantastic in this game because it will open up the game. Villa will look to keep the clean sheet and look to nick a goal off a set piece or something like that. They won't go gung-ho, Villa. They would like a point. Of course, Bournemouth got a point as well, so that keeps them 3 points from safety. Villa, at the moment, 4 points from safety, so they need to, a win would be great for Villa, of course, but a point wouldn't be terrible for them. United just passing it around the back here. Villa closing a lot of the passing angles off, but Pogba's picked it up, gets it wide to Wan-Bissaka. Ex-winger, of course. Into Martial. Nice little layoff to Greenwood. Cross comes in, not a great cross, and Aston Villa clear it. The Gil Herm says, today's going to be another Bruno Fernandes festival. And Dark Slayer says, Mark, I've got a question. You've got 140 million. If you can go and get Sancho, Grealish and Ake, or you can get Lucas Hernandez, Grealish and Chiesa from Fiorentina. I'll go with the Sancho option, mate. Nice ball into Bruno Fernandes. Ooh, have we got a bit of a penalty there? Greenwood's saying maybe. Referee is John Moss. Look at him. Look at John. I can't say it because it's so obvious what I'm going to say about John Moss. But Bruno lays it in. Lovely little flick. And I don't think it would be a penalty. But Greenwood kicks at thin air. It would have been a great goal. It would have been a great goal. Bruno with a fantastic flick again. And Greenwood, if he connects with his left foot, that's a goal. Instead of a T-shirt design, why not change it to flip-flop designs for all those that keep changing their mind on Ollie, says Lee Taylor. Thanks for the super chat. I don't think many people have changed their mind on Ollie since Bruno came in, though. I think, if you had a graph of Ollie, that Burnley loss was the lowest point. But ever since there, Bruno came in and it's gone up and up and up. Villa with a shot from the edge of the box there was never going to cause anybody any problems. ND Gaming 234 says, do you think Ousmane Dembele would be a great Sancho alternative? But he's got breadstick hamstrings though, hasn't he? He's always injured. And as he says, he thinks that should have been a penalty. I think it would have been a bit soft. I don't think VAR was going to give a penalty for that. I think it's got to be a clear and obvious mistake by the referee, and I don't think there was enough there. Grealish has got the ball on the right-hand side against Luke Shaw. He will be looking to impress today, but Matic covers the ball, and lovely play by Matic to feed Bruno. Passing his way out instead of blasting it. Bruno, what a ball that is by Bruno Fernandes into Greenwood. The passing of Manchester United is a joy to watch. It really is. Matic out to Greenwood. Interchangeability. Greenwood's right, left, everywhere at the moment. And Villa will clear here. But an encouraging start from United. Well in by Harry Maguire. They're so good on the ball, Manchester United. The way they knock it around. Who's going to win League One playoff, says Chaz is God. I don't even know who's in it, mate. This is John Moss's third game as United manager. Sorry, not United manager. United ref, says David Ballin. I don't like this referee much, but to be honest, we've done all right with him, haven't we? Yeah, Tottenham drew, says Mark Johnston. They drew 0-0 with Bournemouth. Mourinho, how much longer can he last? I mean, look, we've been there with Mourinho. Do you think Nketiah's red card will get rescinded, says Existence? No, it was a red for me. I don't think there was any intent there, but it was reckless. And Aston Villa are offside here on the break. United do need to be a bit careful of that. Ollie even highlighted it himself in the press conference that they are quite good on the break, Villa. I don't think they're particularly good on the break, but Ollie said that they are. So, yeah. It's the ball over the top. We've got to watch out for the ball over the top. FIFA Addiction says, I've not seen a player influence United as much as Bruno since Cantona. I've said this. If you're not old enough, you won't know. So I'm not going to criticise. But I remember Eric Cantona coming to United. I was very young. But I remember Cantona coming to United. And we'd knocked on the door of winning the title. And Leeds beat us to it. We brought Cantona in. And that team that couldn't get over the line suddenly became a team that got over the line regularly. And it wasn't that we were a one-man team. It was just that he turned us into a winning team. And I think with Bruno, that's the same thing that's happening in this short period of time. And hopefully it will turn into the same thing as well. Welcome to DM7 and JJ Jones, latest members of the United Stand Members Club. Remember, you can join by clicking the button if you are on YouTube. And Mark Witten, hello Mark, not seen you for a while. He says, remember how we used to have nobody to break these teams down? We now have Pogba and Bruno to get the job done. Yes. And also, it's such a big thing to have more than one player. I think this was the problem when people used to say, you know, Pogba's got to do it all on his own. Well, if you took Bruno out of the team today and you put McTominay or Fred in, Pogba's got to be the creative force, but we've got two there, and it makes such a difference. And then the fluidity between the front three of Greenwood and Rashford and Martial helps a lot. When Ollie first came in the first 3 months, Lingard, Rashford and Martial interchanged a lot. And it's the first time we've really seen that in a while. Oh, well defended there by Lingard, and I think it's going to go for a corner. Ollie way better than Mourinho, says Sam Hardwick. I think that's a fair statement. But we have got a corner here for Villa. You've got to be careful about these things. The way Grealish wears his socks really irritates me, says Jin Amara Singh. Corner for Villa here. This is where, look, if football can be a game of tactics and a game of, the better footballing side doesn't always win the game. Greece won the Euros, and I've used them a lot recently. You know, they were a good defensive side who were good on set pieces. They weren't a good footballing side, and they still won the Euros. So Villa could get a result here today by doing that. So United have got to be switched on, and Villa will be trying to be switched on and keep a clean sheet. We've had 7 minutes. We might have to be patient in this game, but I think if we did get an early goal, it would really open the game up. Did you see that Leeds won 5-0 today? How would you feel about them being back in the Prem if they don't bottle it, of course, as Benjamin? I welcome Leeds back into it because I'm always one of those people. Careful, Matic. Matic caught in possession there, and Villa win the free kick from Bruno. Matic just a little bit unlucky there. He got caught in possession, and it's a good free kick opportunity for Jack Grealish. Matic felt it was a foul on him. I thought it was a foul on Matic, to be honest. No, it wasn't. It was a good tackle by Samatta. And it was a foul by Fernandes. The ref's got it right there, to be honest. I thought he kicked Matic, but he didn't. He kicked the ball, Samatta. And Matic needs to be getting a shout there that somebody's running in from behind him. You need to be shouted at. Have we seen Bruno and Pogba without Matic yet? I'm curious to see how the team would perform without especially CDM, since we don't have depth there. So streaming with Alex. I don't think that we have. Anyway, this is a good opportunity for Aston Villa. I don't think Grealish is going to take it. It's a very good opportunity for Villa, this. Free kick. We've given them a corner and a free kick in the first 10 minutes. We've set ourselves up for into Villa's plan here a little bit, where they're going to try and be defensive and then nick goals from set pieces. It's a free kick by Douglas Luiz. It hits the bar, hits the bloody wall, and it's gone out for a throw-in. I don't know why Jack Grealish didn't take the free kick. Suppose he's not a free kick taker. Brad McGon says sack the ref. So we've got a throw into Aston Villa here. Please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner on YouTube. And Matic very sloppy there, says Ryan FTW. I think it's a bit I never thought I'd be saying these words, but I think to be fair to Matic, he probably didn't get a shout to say that he had somebody behind him, but he did get caught in possession, you've got to say. Yeah, we're only 300 subscribers away from 740,000, and we can change that in the top right-hand corner if we hit it. So bottom right-hand corner to do it. Please subscribe if you're new and keep sharing the video. We've got over 22,000 watching on YouTube, and we've got a fair few watching on Twitch as well. Very much welcome. Mark, it's your career mode team versus the team you support, says Salah Ahmed. I am doing an Aston Villa career mode on Mark Goldbridge. That's football at the moment. But so I am very... I probably know Villa more than I've ever known Villa. But Grealish with the cross there. And a good tackle by Rashford, I think, to take it for a corner. I hope Samatta doesn't watch your channel and get delusions of grandeur, says Nick P. And get your bets on for a high number of fouls given. Big boy Moss will take any chance he can get to get a rest, says Joshua Bowell. You know, he must be fit because referees have to go through rigorous fitness tests to, be a Premier League referee. But I know what you're saying. He just doesn't look like he can be fit, but he obviously is fit, isn't he? What's the T-shirt? Well, let's see. Grealish has got the biggest calves I've ever seen, says Existence. Sam, thanks for the super chat, but I ain't that stupid to wish somebody a happy birthday with a name like that. Bit of a sloppy start. Not a sloppy start, but a bit of a competitive first 10 minutes. I'm fine with that. It's not like the Bournemouth game or the Brighton game. I think Villa have started off quite well. Nice switch of the play out to Greenwood. He will keep it in as well over in the far corner. Lays it into Bruno, to Wan-Bissaka. Get it back to Greenwood. Give it to Bruno. Nice little play. I think when United get on the ball, they look good. But Villa have been very competitive in these first few minutes. Matic has got it. Wide to Wan-Bissaka. Joey says, is there a referee you can stand in this game? In a game. You know what? Referees are there to be disliked. Even when I used to go watching football as a kid, you know, my granddad used to manage a Sunday morning team, and you never like the ref. That's the whole point. Being a referee is not a great job, is it? But I think the best referee is the one that you don't notice. I don't think you ever have a referee that you like. I mean, people say Howard Webb was a referee that Manchester United fans like. I remember him doing loads of things I didn't like. Kalina was a great referee. He was a great referee. He's one of the few referees, probably the only referee in my lifetime that you respected, even when he made a decision against you. He's probably one of the only referees I can remember in my lifetime that was just respected. I couldn't stand Clattenburg, thanks, Zero Blade 57. But the best referees are the ones that you don't know their names. You know, I know Michael Oliver, I know Martin Atkinson, I know John Moss, because as referees, I think they get loads wrong. 13 minutes gone. I mean, we haven't got the early goal, but I think United have been competitive. Villa have been competitive. It's a good game so far. And I think we're into that area now. We saw it with Bournemouth against Southampton. I'm like Jimmy, what's his name? Cooper. I think we are in that area now with Villa and Bournemouth, as we saw earlier, where they know they could get relegated very, very soon. So that there's suddenly that life depends on it element, which gives every team that can go down. I mean, I'm amazed Norwich haven't done it, because I've seen it year after year. You'll have a team that's in the bottom three that's been crap all season, and then suddenly they go to the Etihad and get a draw because their life depends on it. It's that, it's a wage reduction if you get relegated. You might not have a club if you get relegated. So suddenly that enhances the ability and the mind. So I think we're seeing a bit from that Villa tonight. Kalina was on the cover of the Pro Evo 4 Legends as existence. I mean, yeah, we had a referee who was on the cover of a video game. He was that respected. Jack Grealish can cross like David Beckham, says Adam Co 99. Well, he's not that good. Is right 2345 says, I'd love to see Mark Goldbridge referee a football match. I tell you what, I'm going to write that down. I think that's a show in itself. Can we get two teams to let me referee them, and we'll film it and we'll put it up on my channel? I think it would be absolutely hilarious. I'd be blowing like John Moss, but not fit. You know what I'd do? I guess I'd go, You know, when it's a throw-in. Nah, go that way. Yeah. No one's worse than that one who gave Nani the red, says Daniel Luciano. Oh, God, yeah. I can't even remember his name. I think you've just pronounced it there. That referee. And he is consistently crap as well. You're right there. You are right there. I'm excited about the player ratings. Can't wait for that, by the way. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. So Villa on the attack here. I'm just getting messages about the... Do I think Arsenal will get Premier European football, says Vernal Penny. Only if they're playing a pre-season friendly in Norway. Would you take huge ass from Reading, says Glenn Goodwin. Villa on the attack here. Grealish on the edge of the box. Looking to impress Grealish today, you know. I think Villa have started off quite well in this game. United have probably the hardest game United have had so far, first 15 minutes. I think Villa are asking more questions than Spurs. Good cross. Luke Shaw. Brilliant header away by Shaw. Reading the danger. Winding people up on Twitter tweeting about Luke Shaw. I'm happy with you. So what's everyone thinking? I'm actually very happy with United's start so far, as I have a little stretch and a bit of grind. Corner to Villa. I'm very happy with United's start, but I think Villa have had a very good start as well. They've applied themselves well. They're covering the passing angles. They're pressing at the right time. I don't think it's a sloppy start by Manchester United. I just think it's a very good start by Aston Villa, and credit to them. I don't think we need to start saying United have had a bad start. I think United have, when United have got on the ball, they've looked good. We've just not been able to do much in it. We're having to work hard, and you've got to expect that. You know, you've got to work hard for the points. Cross comes into the back post, and Grealish with a chance on the back post. And I think Wan-Bissaka there has got to be asking a question of himself. We love Wan-Bissaka, we really do. But he's let Grealish go for what reason? He's been pulled over to his centre-backs and he's left Grealish. And that positional... And David De Gea says it quite rightly. Why are you wandering away there? Because Grealish could have scored. Wasn't an easy chance on the volley on the back post, but Grealish was left free. Have you ever noticed that Saeed says Grealish like relish? Grealish. Joshua Boward. No, I haven't noticed that. In the first 10 minutes, Villa are drawing fouls so that United can't get into their rhythm. CJ says... Good point there, CJ. Otabi308 says on Twitch, he says, Grealish missed it on purpose. Thanks everyone who's tuning on Gritch. On Twitch, by the way. Please give us a follow on there. We've got over 2,500 watching. It's 0-0 here. We've had 18 minutes. We'll be coming up to a drinks break in a minute. But Villa have started off well. United haven't at the moment. But I think relax. Keep it calm. We're not going to have everything our own way. If Liverpool go to bloody Villa, they might have to feel that. I think this is always a good tactic when you go away from home anyway. First 20 minutes, let the opposition, you know, have their huff and puff. Keep it at 0-0 and then grow into the game. And Samuel MFC says, the Green Man Pub, Wembley, come down on the 19th. We're hanging on here, says Alec Ducasse. I think Villa are having the better of the ball at the moment. United's not able to do much. Fate Plays Stream says, hi Mark, do you like squirrels? Squirrels? I remember my oldest daughter used to call them carols. There's a carol in the garden. We had a neighbour called Carol. I used to think, what's she doing in the garden? Carol's in the bloody garden again. And then I realised she thought squirrels were called Carol. Why is De Gea punching that? I'm a goalkeeper. I'd be wanting to catch that to relieve the pressure. Always wants to punch, says Lees Taylor. I bloody hate that on FIFA as well. Keepers who punch. But that's good play by Greenwood. I think we probably need to move the ball a little bit quicker. Bruno gets it wide to Martial. Into Greenwood. He's going to do very well to keep that in. United look tired, says Noel. We've had 5 days off, remember. Get to the drink breaks and regroup a bit, says Existence. Yeah. Villa have had a good start in this game. Ozil is the GOAT, says it's Greenwood too young. I think Greenwood's been probably one of our best questions. Best players so far. He's moving. He's certainly been on the ball more than Martial and Rashford. I think Greenwood so far has had, obviously he's not had a shot. He could have had a shot actually. That's a good. It just reminds me that little flick. I mean, there was talk of maybe it being a penalty. I just don't think he got the clean connection because I think he would have scored. But apart from that, United really haven't done that much yet. I think it's time for Super Bridge, says Michael E. I hope it is. And Jack Austin 07 says, as a Leicester fan, watching Bruno and Greenwood is a pure pleasure. But any negative result for United is welcome for us, and may the best team get top 4. A drinking game for tonight. Drink every time Syed says, you know what I mean, in tonight's show, says Daniel Luciano. I love the fan cams. I think, Adam, Saeed and Ricky are obviously the ones who've been doing it the most. But obviously got KG now. I thought Noureddin did really well the other day as well. I like his. We haven't had him on for a while. Here's Rashford on the edge of the box. Pogba gives it to Bruno. And that's going to go nowhere. What do you think about signing Oliver? Ryan Cobin, stop with the silly names. Back to reality, Mark, says Zane. That's going to come and haunt you, Zane, that is. Back to reality. Stretch, says Tony Garner. Well, they're having a water break, so I'm going to have a stretch break. But I would say in that first 20 minutes... You've got to relax. It's like when Bournemouth went 1-0 up. People started to panic. We're playing very well as a team generally since lockdown. That first 20 minutes is not what I didn't expect. Aston Villa are fighting for their lives. They're a Premier League football club. Remember, this Villa side only lost to Liverpool 1-0 late on. Or was it 2-1 or whatever? It was a very close game at Villa Park. So this Villa team can, on its day, do quite well. I watched them against Chelsea... and they switched off for 5 minutes and let 2 goals in and lost the game 2-1. So Villa can get something. I think the expectation that we're going to come and wipe the floor with them is I understand that. I do understand that. But also I think that you've got to expect that it's not going to definitely be easy. So look, Villa have had the better of that first 20 minutes, but it's 0-0. And if you're Villa, you're saying, it would have been nice to get a goal out that first 20 minutes. Well, they didn't. It's the same score as it was before the game. So United, I think, can only grow more into this game. And we certainly haven't asked them any questions, really, going forward, apart from that half chance for Greenwood. So, yeah, look. It's not the early goal that we wanted. It's not the dominant possession that we wanted. But it's 0-0. And can Villa keep doing this for 90 minutes against a side like United? We're going to get a... I've said this before. United, over the next few weeks, might have 1 or 2 games where we don't perform like we did in the other games. But it's about winning. It is about... Of course I want us to win 3 or 4-0, but I said 2-0 tonight. And maybe at the moment it's sort of heading that way. Bruno's quietest game so far. Not worried just yet, says Scott Bennett. And could you wish superfan Luke Hinton happy birthday, says Ollie Gamble. Happy birthday to Luke Hinton. Hope you have a good day, mate. And I'm sure a lot of people in the comments will say that as well. Hi Mark, who do you think will score the first goal, says Nathan Levy? Well, I still think United will score. I don't fancy Villa to score. I did say we'll get a clean sheet against Villa. Oh, I tell you what, I think De Gea made a good save there from Trezeguet. What do you think about Jed Simister? Garlic bread. Garlic bread. There you go. Trezeguet hits the post. I don't know whether he did hit the post. He did, De Gea didn't get a hand on it. Villa hit the post. I'd have looked a right prat there. I was literally saying, I don't think they'll score. Villa at the post. Can't dominate every game, just chill and be patient, says Robbo FM. Artemis Glor says, who's your star signing for Manchester United? Well, Bruno Fernandes so far. He's been absolutely fantastic, hasn't he? Mark the Jinx says Edward Walters. One of our members. Thanks, Edward. Good play here by Greenwood down the right-hand side. Muscles his way onto the ball. Needs to slip Martial in. Martial's in the box. Loads of Villa players back. That needed to go to Bruno a little bit quicker. Martial. Bruno. Oh, he could... Hey, come on. He's got to give it. I think he's given a penalty. A penalty to Manchester United here. Bruno Fernandes with the skills. And I think it might be a penalty. They're saying dive, but I think it's a penalty to Manchester United. And this is what I mean. You cannot be in the game, but you've got that quality. Martial finds it to Bruno. I don't think it's going to be a penalty. Well, yeah, it is a penalty. Yeah, it is a penalty. It will be whether it's on the edge of the box or not. I don't know. It's right on the edge. No, it will be a penalty. He's in the box when he gets caught. This is what I mean. Winning when you're playing badly. Bruno puts it on the spot. That's not a penalty. I think it is a penalty because it's a reckless challenge. Bruno makes the most of it, but it's a reckless challenge. Bruno steps up. Cooler than a polar bear's toenail. Bruno Fernandes, 1-0 to Manchester United. He's as cold as ice. He's got the goal. Manchester United have got the goal that we needed. We're 1-0 up. And Aston Villa, who will feel they've had a good first 20 minutes, I said in the drinks break, chill out, chill out. It's 0-0. Villa have had a good start, but you don't get 3 points for a good start. You get 3 points for putting the ball in the back of the net. And Bruno Fernandes does not miss. Cooler than an ice cube's piss. It's 1-0 to Manchester United. Lovely stuff. Absolutely get in there. I haven't got the Bruno t-shirt on. I haven't got... You know the t-shirt I've got on now. I didn't go with bloody Bruno, did I? Well, it could be a Rashford t-shirt. It could be a Rashford t-shirt. But it's 1-0 to Manchester United. Get in. I need to change the score. I haven't got it open. But yes, loving that. Loving that. We're in for a tough game tonight, though. We're into a tough game. It's you know what it is by Bruno, though. Everyone will say that's not a penalty. But it is a penalty. Haters will say he dived. He didn't dive. He saw a reckless challenge and he made it into a foul. Which you can do. If somebody makes a reckless challenge and you turn it into a foul, there's nothing wrong with doing that. I ain't got a problem with that at all. I think it's very clever defensive play. Luke Shaw on the attack, cuts it back, wins a corner, and you see United now. Villa's confidence drops off, and Manchester United confidence goes up a level. So I'm just going to change the score for you now. I'm not having people saying that's not a penalty. Watch the Aston Villa defender. Where is he? Near the ball. He's not getting that ball. Bruno stops the ball dead, and the Villa players never getting the ball, but he is going to take Bruno out. So it's definitely a penalty. Of course Bruno buys it, but it's definitely a penalty. Martial in the box here. Back to Bruno. And the confidence is flowing here. Mings heads it away. I will change the score. Sorry, everybody. I wasn't quite prepared. But I will be now. So half an hour gone. Manchester United leading 1-0. And as I said, it's all about winning when you're not playing well. And there's so long left in this game. It's not that we're not playing well anyway. There we go. Score is changed. Half an hour gone. Manchester United leading 1-0. Leicester and Chelsea fans in the mud. And, well, CD Master is a Chelsea fan on Twitch. Fair play to him. He says, I'm a Chelsea fan, but that's a penalty. It is a penalty. I don't think people understand football if they don't see that's a penalty. The reality is the tackle is reckless. He's gone to ground. He's never getting the ball. VAR has reviewed it. But they're showing it again here. They don't need to. Bruno's bought the penalty, but he stops the ball dead. The momentum of the defender is going into Bruno no matter what, and it's never getting the ball. So that's a penalty. It's like the Nketiah red card. There's no way he intended to do that, but it's a reckless planting of his foot. Massive goal for Manchester United though. Please subscribe if you're new. We're on that road to a 740k. Bottom right hand corner to do it. Subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. And if you are watching on Twitch, please press the follow button. Neville said no penalty, says Kian. Well, look, it's all about opinion. I think if you don't think that's a penalty, you don't understand. You don't understand the rules. You don't. Like, I think maybe if Neville has said that, then he's saying it from a defender's point of view. Because I do get that. I think if you're a defender, you're furious. And the defender will be like, well, what am I supposed to do? He's gone into me. But where Bruno can't stop. You know, the momentum, Bruno's going forward. The defender's momentum's going forward as well. But most importantly, I think if the defender's momentum was going to get the ball, then it wasn't a penalty. But the defender's momentum was never going to get the ball because Bruno stopped the ball. So, and you're on the break here, United. Bruno's got it. I mean, Bruno with another goal, by the way. What are his stats at the moment? Unbelievable stats. Pogba, lovely ball. Luke Shaw, he ain't going to get there. Unlucky. If he'd have just kept his run going. Great run by Luke Shaw. Lovely flick by Anthony Martial. Manchester United looking good. Mark Meehan says, even Gary Neville said it's not a foul and he's the most United man about. No, I remember Gary Neville saying years ago. In fact, I tweeted about it and he said, who are you calling an idiot? Because I was very wrong to say what I said. But he said that Company shouldn't have got a second yellow card in the Manchester derby. And I was like, what? What are you on about, Gary? You're a United fan. I think Gary Neville's become very, very good at being even-handed in his. That's such a penalty. That's such a penalty. That is such a penalty. He's never getting the ball. Zulu Warrior says Bruno jumped on the defender's leg. It was a clear dive. Stop being such a pleb, mate. I'm not disputing the fact that he bought the penalty. But what you're not understanding is forget what Bruno did. Forget what Bruno did for a moment and listen to this. The defender is never getting the ball and he's made a challenge. It's a reckless challenge that's never going to get the ball. And the contact with Bruno, whether Bruno generates the contact or not, which is every right. Look, I've played football, you've played football. If I'm running in the box and the defender is stupid enough to make a tackle that's not going to get the ball, I'm going to make sure there's contact. And then it's for the referee and the VAR to make a decision. But how can VAR overrule that? The defender's tackle is never getting the ball and he's gone to ground. It's reckless. That's why it's been given. Stop saying, oh, Bruno dived. How can he dive when there's contact? The defender leaves the contact there. If the attacking player gets the contact, they're very clever. Let VAR make a decision. No contact, no penalty, exactly. Can you say... no, I'm not going to say that, Sam. And did you see that Bruno didn't make Ogden's best since the restart piece on ESPN? Nice to see Greenwood getting a mention, but no, Bruno is pretty shocking. Well, it's all about opinion. Welcome to Robert Kavanagh, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Thank you very much, mate. Villa are on the attack here, though. And cleared by Harry Maguire. Good tackle by Martial. Brilliant tackle on McGinn. Pogba brings it away. Go right to Greenwood. Look at the running of Martial here as well on the left-hand side. Makes the tackle. He's going to make the run as well. Greenwood can't go to him, but look at that from Martial. Made the tackle, and then he's there to get the ball. Martial. Ooh, bit of a low shot. Good play though. What running by Martial. Made the tackle on the edge of the box, and then gets the shot off at the end. Brilliant. I'm gonna have to tweet about that. Amazing by Martial. Effort levels there are elite. and people say he's lazy. So controversy on the penalty. I mean, I think, look, to try and be even-handed, which I don't actually need to be when I'm a United fan on the United stand, but to try and be even-handed here, I suppose people are saying that Bruno could have been sent off for stamping on the defender's leg, but I don't think so. For me, I think it's a penalty. I really, really do. Maybe we can pick it up at half time. A lot of people saying it's not. Look, I've seen it again, and I'm looking at what people are saying, and I'm listening to that, but for me, it's still a penalty. Martial will get slated for doing nothing and laziness, though, says Joseph Woodbury. Thanks for the super chat there. And welcome to Mark Welsh, the latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Peter Schmeichel just tweeted that it's not a penalty. Our legends are against us, Trent Singh. Greenwood's got it on the edge of the box. He'll shoot. Oh, what a save by Reina. Greenwood is just delicious. I think he's having a great game again. He's my man of the match so far, Greenwood. Absolutely superb. Thanks for the super chat, Mike Lilly. And as somebody said there, Grealish looks like he wants to switch shirts at half time. He can swap with Mata, says Jacob Hawkes. And Joe Allen, who's a member, says not even close to a penalty. Moss should be embarrassed. Yeah, but John Moss gives the penalty. VAR that gives the penalty. You've got two people giving a penalty there. Welcome to Mark O'Brien, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. It remains to 1-0 to Manchester United. 10 minutes to half time. Very happy with this start. Draughty's just messaged me to say we're very close to 740,000. I'm going to check. We are 50 subscribers away from 740,000. So please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. We're live every night at 8 o'clock. We'll be live at midday tomorrow for the Europa League draw. Live for every game, as you know. Fan cams after the game with Ricky and Saeed and Adam and Flex and player ratings. And of course, my match reaction. The revolutionary match reaction where you get to vote for the player ratings. Thousands of you. Rashford on the break here. He wants a penalty. You've got no chance of getting one for that. It might have been more of a penalty than Bruno's, to be fair, but you ain't going to get a penalty for it. Rashford's gone down injured. Get up, Tony. Get up. Luke Shaw's got it. Marcus, get up. Marcus, get up. Tony and Marcus needed to get up there because they were both offside. But United have kept the ball quite well. A579 says that's the worst penalty decision ever. Bruno was run into him and stand on his leg. I disagree. Oh, look, Frank White says, Peter Schmeichel says it's not a penalty, so it's not a penalty. I mean, Peter Schmeichel played for Man City. Like, I ain't interested in what Peter Schmeichel's got to say, because you know what? He's the best goalkeeper I've ever seen play for Manchester United, but his opinion's no better than you or me. It's just an opinion. And I ain't going to just say, oh, that's not how I work. That's not how this channel works. You don't just bloody bow down to anybody's opinion. It's your opinion that matters. I think it's a penalty. If you don't think it's a penalty, that's up to you. I think it is. And anyway, what are people moaning about? Chelsea was so lucky against Crystal Palace. The Cahill bloody hamstring snaps, they score a goal. They had it against the post and it misses two players for a tap-in. Wan-Bissaka got the ball there. I think he might get booked. I tell you what, Wan-Bissaka's having a bit of an off game. Big Pup Gaming says, let's go, you Reds. Anyway, free kick for Villa. I don't feel sorry for Villa because I need Manchester United to win, but I do. Look, I'm not a total. I'm not. Villa have played well in this game, is what I'm trying to say, and they will. I would feel hard done by that penalty. I get that. I'm not going to say I wouldn't feel hard done by. And they're a team that have played well in this game, and you don't want that to happen when you're fighting relegation. I get that. I do get that. But I still think it's a penalty. I understand why some people don't. For me, it's a penalty. And I do feel for Villa. But I don't feel for Villa because I need my team to win. Sean Turner says, honestly, if we get Sancho, I don't see how Rashford gets in the side. It's like everyone is progressing and he's getting worse, says Sean Turner. Well, you remember, you'll all get to say your say in the player ratings. And Scott Bennett, Pogba's passing is so elite, no one even mentions anything when he pings a 50-ball yard pass. Greenwood looking dangerous. Aaron Wan-Bissaka looking a tad shaky, says Scott Barnett. Scott Bennett, or was it Barnett? It was Bennett. Here is Greenwood. Good tackle there. I mean, Greenwood for me has been our best attacker. And I think Wan-Bissaka's been our worst defender. But you're going to have off games and on games, aren't you? ND Gaming 234 says we need Matic to start doing long shots because he has a bit of a shot inside him, and he did score versus Man City and Palace. I'm really enjoying this game. I really am enjoying it. I think it's it's a typical away performance from a team that's probably not been the best, but is winning by not playing well at the moment. And Villa will feel a sense of injustice. But I said that we would have a game where it won't go our way, and I think at the moment we're not having a game where we're dominating the play. I'm getting my haircut tomorrow, by the way. I'm very excited. Clear penalty, says Caleb. So Craig Keogh says the defender was unlucky. That's it. And yeah, I do get that. I do get that. JH7AVFC, who's a Villa fan, so let's be even-handed. He says Bruno trod on Konza's ankle, and that's why Konza went down. And then Bruno went down and started crying, and you all go on about Grealish. I don't go on about Grealish. Can you shout out my mates, says Sam MUFC. Hey Sam, I'm not going to do stuff like that. I think it's so start of lockdown to try and get me to say words by putting two names together. I just think it's a waste of your time, but thanks for the super chat. Latino says never a penalty. I think we know what we're going to spend our time talking about. I don't think I've ever said anything about Grealish. I mean, to be honest with you, Aston Villa, did they lose a point or 3 points at the start of the season for a decision that was absolutely stupid? They scored and he went back for a free kick or something. Good little play here between Wan-Bissaka and Lindelof. It's gone out for a throw-in, though. William says penalty is correct. Bruno isn't even looking at the defender when he accidentally steps on his leg. Therefore, defender's actions overrule it, says William. Exactly. How has he purposely put his foot on his leg? It's not like bloody Vardy the other night. I don't understand how people are moaning about whether or not it's a penalty. We're meant to be United fans. Just be happy we've scored, says Gaza MUFC. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand. I understand the neutrals or the people who don't want us to win, or Villa fans. I don't understand why Peter Schmeichel's saying it's not a penalty, for God's sake. I don't get that. Unless it's blatantly a dive, I don't get why people say it's not a penalty. Greenwood and Pogba best players on the pitch for me, says Mark Jones. Yeah, I think Martial's playing well. I don't think many people will realise he's playing well, but I think Martial is playing well. Pogba's got it here on the edge of the box. I just don't see how, as a United fan, you can say that's definitely not a penalty. I think you can think it's soft, but why would you not want it to be a penalty? And actually, there's not enough in it to say it's definitely not a penalty. I mean, VAR's reviewed it, and a referee gave it. Like, they know the rules of the game. And sadly, I don't like VAR, but when it goes to VAR, they will go to the letter of the law. So there's a reason they've given it. Scandalous decision, says Kazari. Well, we'll talk more about it at half time. Wan-Bissaka, more like wrong Bissaka tonight, says Macaulay Gerard. Well, Luke Shaw's got it in the box here. Bad first touch by Luke Shaw, and Villa will clear it. But Matic picks it up lovely. Villa player tackled Bruno when he's not facing the defender and nowhere near the ball, so it's reckless and a penalty. Deal with it, says Pushan. Luke Shaw's got it on the left-hand side. Into Martial in the box. Back to Luke Shaw. Oh, Bruno! Heads it over the bar. Do I need to go to Specsavers, or are there two kits making it hard to watch? Martial is in a Rooney workhorse kind of mode tonight. Nice to see, says Adam Maddy. Luke Shaw should have a bloody assist there. I mean, Luke, if you're Luke Shaw there, you're really kicking the ground. You're like, I get so much stick for not getting assists. I make a brilliant bloody run, and then Bruno misses a sitter. And it would have been a great assist. It would have been brilliant work between Luke Shaw and Martial. Overlapping, which I've said Luke Shaw's been doing for games now. And Bruno misses a sitter. And not only is it Bruno, the player I love, but Luke Shaw, who doesn't get the respect he deserves, would have had a great assist. Just bad luck, that is. Bruno should have scored his existence. Best bit of play of the game. Best bit of the play of the game, that. Songbird X says, I've been a member of the United Stand Members Club for over a year. Love you, Mark. Thanks for that, mate. Hi, Mark. Bruno was in control of the ball going into the box as Stuart Thomas. And Mark Villa social media admin has gone in on us. They are rattled, says Trent Singh. And Adam Maddy says, do I need to go to Specsavers or are there two kits making it hard to watch? Martial is a Rooney work. Yeah, we've read that one. Thanks for the super chats. We're nearly at half-time. 3 minutes to go to half-time. Another free kick. United on the break now with Greenwood. Lovely little ball over to Bruno. Slip it into Rashford. Oh, it's too heavy for Martial. It's a shame. Bruno's not actually having a great game tonight. I know he's got the goal, but he's not actually having a great game by his high standard. He's still got a goal. He still looks a threat every time he gets the ball. Grealish is down injured now. I think it's going to be a yellow card. So Grealish will have a chance to put the cross into the box here. It's a dangerous scoreline. 1-0. Especially when Villa feel aggrieved. In there comes the cross. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Still a minute of this to go. I'll take this at half time. I mean, Bruno should have scored that chance from Martial though. He really should. Sorry, I'm just getting updates here about the player ratings, so I will let you know. Luke Shaw back to De Gea. And he just kicks it out. That's it. If in doubt, kick it out. De Gea's done nothing wrong there. That's absolutely fine. Got no issues with that. If in doubt, kick it out. Tom Smith, Rashford not getting in the game again. Mark, do you think he struggles with our new style of breaking teams down instead of hitting on the brakes, as Tom Smith? And Mark, take the jacket off for the second half and Martial will start scoring. And welcome to Pushan, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Greenwood's coming forward here. Into Martial. Into Greenwood. You hit it. Oh, Mason Greenwood. That is absolutely fantastic. Assist for Anthony Martial. Edge of the box from Mason Greenwood. What can this boy not do? His reputation is growing like Pinocchio's nose when his wife finds nudes on his phone. It's absolutely fantastic. When he shoots, he scores. Absolutely amazing. Martial, edge of the box, lays it off to Mason Greenwood. Right-footed. It's just no doubt. It's absolutely superb. Wonder Kid, the next Pele, the next Messi. Call it what you like. But this is consistent brilliance. This is absolutely consistent brilliance from Mason Greenwood. The angles. He's got a small gap to shoot in. I tell you what. he's better than a maths teacher. Give him a degree in mathematics because there's nothing he can't do. There's nothing he can't do. His angles, his precision finishing is some of the best I've ever seen. Better than Rooney, better than Michael Owen. He is bloody lethal. You don't need a sat-nav to get home. He'll put anything in the back of the net. Superb. Absolutely superb. And also, probably just never in doubt. When he gets in that position and the boot leaves his foot, you've got very little doubt that it's going to go in the back of the net. It's absolutely fantastic. Right on half-time, it kills the game for Aston Villa. They ain't going to score 2 goals tonight, and that second goal has basically given Manchester United the points. How many more can we get in the second half? Villa won't... I don't even know if Villa will score a goal tonight, but they certainly won't be getting 2. Manchester United, I mean, Existence says the power and accuracy in his shots are lethal. That is magnificent. Welcome to Richie and welcome to the latest member of the United Stand Members Club. But that is, I mean, look, I don't care whether you're an Arsenal fan, a Man City fan, a Liverpool fan, a Chelmsford fan, the Dog and Duck fan. You've got to look at that and say, well, as Scott Bennett said, easily the best teenager since Wayne Rooney. It's the finishing. It's the finishing. If you're a defender or you're a goalkeeper, you don't know what to do. You don't know what to do. When that ball is in his feet, it's like a homing missile. He just presses a button and it's straight into the back of the net. Off both feet. Accuracy as well. He'll put, as I said the other day, he'll shoot through a player's legs to find an angle. It absolutely is. I mean, I'd be worried if I was Martial. I'd be worried because he's just so lethal. And if he gets better and better, he'll bench Martial. He'll bench Rashford. Like, you know, people say, we don't need Sancho. He's not a right winger. Greenwood's not a right winger. You've seen he's all over the place. All over the place. What a player. What a player. Big shout out to Martial on the build-up play, says Jack Brown 852. Yeah, I mean, Martial has a massive, massive part to play in it. But I could just talk to you all night about how good Mason Greenwood is. Because that's just... I mean... It's absolutely superb. It is absolutely superb. And it's 2-0 to Manchester United. I do need to change the score. But what are your thoughts on that half? Of course, I think we'll be talking about the penalty as well. Happy to talk about that. But Manchester United, penalty or not, have Villa scored a goal? Have Villa had a clear-cut chance? No, they haven't. So I think anybody who's saying, oh, it's not a penalty, that goal, the second goal, I think puts the penalty argument to bed anyway because... What? Oh, penalty wasn't given and Villa would be 4-0 up. They haven't done enough to score. I think Villa have played well, but I've been watching Villa quite a lot recently. Villa are fighting, but they've got nothing that's causing us any problems. Flex, you're live. Give us your thoughts on that half.
Yeah, it wasn't the best. It wasn't the best sort of first 15 minutes. I thought we was quite poor. We couldn't really get a hold of the ball, and it fed into what we were kind of saying. Well, I know I was saying there that it would be a tougher game. I don't think it was made tougher because Villa were absolutely brilliant. They were fighting, they were pressing, and they used the ball okay. But we made it really difficult for ourselves. Gary Neville mentioned it there. A bit of complacency, you know, taking too many touches, bad decisions. Bruno couldn't really get into the game. And Villa had a couple of little, you know, chances there, hit the post. You know, he should be getting that on target, you'd think. Can't remember who it was. Trezeguet, sorry.
Trezeguet, yeah.
Yeah, so, you know...
I think they had that covered anyway, really.
Yeah, he did. But what I'm saying is the warning signs were there in terms of just we needed to up it or something to go in our favour. And look, the penalty comes... It's not a penalty. But at the end...
It is a penalty.
It's not a penalty.
It is.
No, it's not a penalty.
It is a penalty. Why is it not a penalty?
Mark, it's not a penalty.
It's a stonewall penalty.
Mark,
it's been to VAR. The referee's given it and VAR's given it. So why is it not a penalty? Get a new rule book. It's a penalty.
You're trying to make me bite live on air with about 25.
I'm not. I've said it was a penalty in the game. It's a bloody penalty.
Nah, it's not a penalty. It's not a penalty, Mark.
Mark. Why is it not a penalty then?
All right, let me explain why it's not a penalty. He sees the guy coming, right, and he turns into him, and Bruno actually steps on the defenders.
I don't think he does see him coming. To be honest,
the defender doesn't even really make a challenge. He sees him, Mark. It's very clever play from Bruno. Brilliant, clever little play. But he's lucky he didn't get done for flipping VAR. Dangerous. He stood on his ankle, Mark.
Get in the bloody Peter Schmeichel fan club, you bloody traitor. It's a bloody penalty.
It's
Spurs
not
fan.
A penalty. You're being deluded. There.
I'm not.
A penalty.
It's a penalty. You want to know why? Do you want to know why it's a penalty? because
Why?
the defenders are prat, and we can all pretend it's not. He's gone to ground. He's never getting the ball. The moment Bruno stops that ball, that defender's not getting it. And what VAR have done...
I can't believe you think that's a... Mark.
VAR have looked at that. I'll explain it to you now.
Listen, if you're going off of because VAR said it is, then where have you been for watching all the other VAR decisions that happen?
No, I hate VAR. You know I do. But I hate VAR because it will be an accurate to a bloody pube. It's so accurate. It'll be like that's offside by his pube. You know, they will do that. And I agree with that. But
Mark, that's not
they've read the rule book. They've read the bloody rule book.
I can't. I thought when I saw you tweet, I thought he's trolling here. That's
I'm
not a penalty, Mark. It's not a penalty.
It is. Well, we're going to see it now.
Here we go.
We're going to see it now. Here we go. So it comes into Martial.
Good work.
Watch what he does. Stops the ball. He can't see. He
Oh,
can't see
get
the
out of
player.
here, Mark. He steps on his foot.
He can't
Mark.
see
It's
the
not
player.
a penalty.
He can't see
You're
the player.
talking. You're actually making me angry here. You're talking absolute. Oh
No,
my!
he can't see it.
He's winding me up. I'm going to stop biting. I'm going to stop nibbling.
No. Oh, you won't even let me have my say. Watch here, Bruno. Foot on the ball. He's not looking at that. He's looking at the ball. I can't believe people don't think it's a penalty.
Your Bruno t-shirt is on too tight if you think that's a penalty, mate. Listen, I'm happy.
Well, Patrice Evra says no penalty, and Roy Keane's going, I think it's a penalty. I'm going with Keane.
Is that what he said?
I think he did. I'm lip reading.
No. Oh, gee, look.
Right, look, you know what?
Bruno.
You know why it's a penalty? Stop looking at what Bruno does for a minute and think you're a striker, right? Watch the defender. Is he ever getting that ball when it stops? No, he's not. He's never getting the ball. That's why it's a penalty. No, that's why it's not. That's why it's a penalty. Listen to me for this.
I can't believe you're saying this crap.
I can't believe you won't let me talk, right? It's a penalty because the defender goes to ground, and the minute you do that, I've done it loads of times. You've seen me in the United stand. Somebody who goes to ground, I'm like, I'm having some of that. That's not my problem. Get a new rule book because he goes to ground, Bruno stops the ball. The defender is making the tackle if the ball doesn't stop, right?
I don't even think he's making a play. I don't even think he's making an attempt to actually get that ball.
He goes to ground, right? So he goes to ground. Bruno stops the ball. Bruno's got every right to take the tackle. That's why it's a penalty. He goes to ground and he's never getting the ball. So that's why the penalty's been given. People might not like it, but he goes to ground and he's never getting the ball.
It's very, very... What a goal by Greenwood. I mean, let's talk about that before we go back to the penalty.
But it's Martial's work again. Martial's work in his own half.
Superb.
And then he gets back. He's done that twice in this game. The work rate from Martial has been superb. Him and Greenwood have been my favourite players today.
Yeah, he's been absolutely fantastic. Bloody hell. I mean, left foot, right foot. It just doesn't matter with this kid. Look at that sheer power. The one that he done earlier on, you'd thought he would have scored that on his left foot.
You can't stop him. You can't stop him because you can't cover every angle of the goal. You know that. A goalkeeper can't cover every angle of the goal. There's always an area that you can't stop. And absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant from Mason Greenwood. Zane says...
And to be fair... Go on, yeah, sorry.
Oh, Zane's just made a big super chat saying Anelka was still better at his age. But look, mate, I think we all know how great Mason Greenwood is. And the penalty debate could roll on and on. And I think we've both had our say on that. And look, respect to everybody who says it is a penalty or it's not a penalty. I think we won't ever... Compacted says it's a clear penalty, end of. The fact that we're arguing about it, I think, shows that there is a debate to be had there and it won't get resolved. But the most important thing is, Villa hit the post. I tell you what, it's not unlucky because De Gea's covered the angle. It hits the post. That's not a shot. That goes wide. So that was never going in. Villa...
it's not a penalty.
But what are we talking about? Why are people moaning about it? Because we're 2-0 up.
Yeah, 100%.
Villa. What do Villa? I don't get that argument. What do Villa feel sorry about? Oh, it's not a penalty. We would have been 4-0 up. Bollocks. You know, it would have been 0-0, and then Greenwood would have scored anyway. So
you can't just say that.
What? What?
Mark, we're being positive, and listen, we'd play.
There's nothing wrong with the Greenwood goal, so we'd be 1-0 up anyway.
100%. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it wasn't.
Well, what are we moaning about then?
Exactly. No, I hear you.
We deserve to be in front.
I'm not moaning. I'm just saying you can't say it's a stonewall penalty. But like you said, we're going to keep going around, sir.
No, I think it is a penalty. You don't think it's a penalty. I can deal with that. I think I can look at the live comments on Twitch and YouTube, and I can see that I respect your opinion. It's not your fault. You're wrong. And I think if we had an hour, I would turn you around. Look, to be honest with you, I couldn't give a shit whether people think it is a penalty or not, because we're 2-0 up.
I literally tweeted, I don't think that's a penalty, look at my face. And I put a blank emoji, because I don't care, but I just wouldn't say it definitely was. It clearly wasn't in my eyes. But we move on, we scored it. And then, like you said, Mason Greenwood does what he does because we've gone up the gears. The most important thing about this is the fact that we've actually played not great. And you was right there just before you come to me in terms of saying Aston Villa haven't really... They struggle to score goals. We said this. They fight well. They do all right. But they can't transpire their pressure into goals, and that's what's cost them. And we can just go up a gear whenever we want, and that's the biggest thing about this: the fact that we haven't played well in that first half, but we still raised it. And then after the penalty, there was no looking back, and there was only going to be the one team scoring that next goal.
Please subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. Lots of people watching, and remember, you can vote for the player ratings in the second half. We'll have the most accurate player rating system on the United stand, where thousands of you can vote and decide who gets what. 1 to 10, 6 is average. For me, in the first half, it's Greenwood and Martial. And that's what I think, it's not like we've scored a lucky penalty with 10 minutes to go. Villa have had to go gung-ho, and we've hit them on the break. That goal comes from a brilliant tackle from Martial, gets up, sprints up the other end, assists Greenwood, and Greenwood scores a goal out. From there, most people wouldn't score. It's just brilliant finishing. So, penalty or no penalty, we'd be 1-0 up anyway. There's nothing that Villa have done in that game to be 1-0 up apart from hitting a post, which was covered by De Gea. And we've scored a legit goal. And also, it absolutely pains me to say this. It pains me to say that he missed the sitter, Bruno Fernandes. What brilliant play by Martial and Luke Shaw. People say Luke Shaw doesn't get assists. He can't do much more than that.
I said that. I literally said that. I said that cross will get forgotten about, and it will be Luke Shaw never gets forward, never gets past, and don't cross it. And he should have had a basic assist there. Yeah. That was great play. That's not the first good ball he's put in that half as well. He's been all right. Matic has been a bit silly, wanting a bit too much time in the ball, making a couple of silly challenges. But on the flip side of that, he's had a mixed game, because then there's been other bits of plays where he's nicked it off Grealish and screened well and made some good decisions. So, a few players not playing so great. Rashford still...
Wan-Bissaka's not had his best game, has he, really?
Wan-Bissaka hasn't
Grealish
been
nearly
himself.
scored in that... Well, he didn't nearly score, but he had a chance.
Yeah, exactly. He hasn't been himself and deservedly got a yellow card for his tackle. Got to be careful he doesn't do anything silly. And Rashford still doesn't quite look at it, man. He's just not making the right decisions. It's not a big worry, because he's getting into the positions, like I keep saying. But he's just not quite there yet. But hopefully that'll keep coming, just keep playing him. But Greenwood, phenomenal. Martial, definitely pick of the bunch. Pogba kept things ticking over, but made a big mistake for that chance where they hit the post, where he wanted too much time on the ball. So quite sloppy in midfield in general. Bruno, to be fair to him, hasn't had his best game. Been trying loads of things, but like the whole of the midfield, just hasn't really come off. But the difference, like you said, has been Mason Greenwood and Martial. They've carried that attack in that half, and hopefully second half it'll be fine, and we'll kick on, get 3 or 4.
I've got Villa fans in my WhatsApp. I forgot about that. I do know a lot of Villa fans.
Yeah, well, they'll be going at you, mate.
They're saying, to be fair, you're right. You're talking sense. Even I'm, as a Villa fan, saying it's a penalty. They're not.
Wow.
They're not really. They're saying,
I was going to say.
They're saying they've been robbed. But you know what? I get that. If you're a Villa fan, you're going to be furious. But ultimately, you're losing 2-0 to a very good goal. Penalty, look, we can argue about it, but I still think we're going to score the second goal, and you're still 1-0 down. And I said it in the preview. I think Villa played very well against Chelsea. I think they do put a lot of effort in.
Played well against Liverpool as well.
They just haven't got the goals. They've got no goals in them. They've got no threat in the final third.
What I would say is, though, Mark, is that you can't... I get that you're saying we would have scored anyway, but momentum does shift in games. And to be fair, because they didn't take their chances, you could argue, yes, they're down in the dump so that the confidence would have gone. But you can't just say that deserved to happen to them because he went to... that's what I just think, like, they are hard done by that decision, in my opinion. I don't care because my team's benefit for it, but I'm still not that naive to just say that would have definitely took the wind out of their sails. If you're 18th in the Premier League or wherever they are, 17th, whatever, and you get a decision like that go against you when you're in the ascendancy, although, yes, the longer they didn't score, you could argue we could have scored.
We're having sympathy with Aston Villa. We're having sympathy with Aston Villa. Does people not remember what happened to Sheffield United? You know, what goes around comes around.
Yeah, I get that.
And it was a penalty anyway, so I'm not even got any sympathy.
Yeah, and Bruno scored it. Listen, I'm not.
Can they get back into the game?
And yeah,
can Villa get back into this?
Will Villa get back into this? No,
yeah.
no.
They ain't got 2 goals in them, have they?
Nah, no chance. And it's what we said. They just can't score. They just can't score. It's the story of their season. They don't have a striker who's capable. The only way they score is if we
get a man sent off or something, innit?
Yeah,
which we need to be careful. I think Wan-Bissaka got a yellow card. Does anyone know who got the second yellow? There was definitely another one.
Matic,
yeah.
Stupid.
So you need to be a bit careful there, because those sort of things can swing a game. They might, what? Referee might be looking at it at half time and say, any hint of anything, and I'll give them one.
Exactly. One more silly one from Bissaka, because then he had another foul after that, didn't he? So he needs to be careful. I think go and kill the game, get the third goal, get the guys who got the bookings off as well, and make a couple of changes.
Definitely. Well, you're going to be doing the fan cams afterwards. It's going to be interesting to see what Ricky... I want to know. I'll be interested to see what Ricky's got to say about the penalty, actually.
I'll bet you now.
I've watched it 5 times.
I'll bet you £10. I'll bet you £10 that no one in the fan cam says that was a penalty. Stonewall penalty. I bet you're the only one.
None of them are on the Sunday show if they do. But there you go.
Nice one, mate. I'll see you at fan cam time.
All right, mate. Cheers for popping on. See you in a bit. So there you go. Look, this is what you get on this channel. You get real fan opinion. Me and Flex got on very, very well. He's definitely saying it's not a penalty. For me, I think it was. I respect it. I respect whatever decision you go for. Greenwood is a top 10 player in the world. No joke, says Devon. Let's not put it like that there, yeah. J.D. Gomez says, absolutely loving this Mark and Flex banter and discussions. That's what it should all be about. We're really good mates, but we totally disagree. That's how it should work. It should never be toxic or like that. Hi, Mark. The Looks family channel is 50 subs away from 100. It would mean a lot if we could hit that tonight. Love your videos. Come on, United, says Jay. The what channel? The Looks family channel. There you go. The shout out for the Looks family channel if you want to subscribe, everyone. Nick P says, everyone gone mad. Bruno's mid-Cruyff turn and the defender is just collateral damage in the process. Clear penalty, masterful trickery from Bruno. I agree. I do agree with you there. Thanks for all the super chats, everyone. And please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner. Lots and lots of chat to be had. Let's have a look over on Twitch. I reckon, Mark, why don't you use Hot Mic on United Stand watch-alongs? Also, Chelsea fans didn't complain about their goals, says Declan McGrath. Well, if I use Hot Mic, I don't use Twitch, Declan McGrath. So we choose to use Twitch. I agree with Mark. It was a Stonewall pen. Says I don't think it was Stonewall, really. I'm just winding people up, but I do think it was a penalty. I hope Rashford gets a goal in the second half. That would be nice for his confidence, says Bunter 75T. Look, I think Martial has been ridiculously fantastic this half. Greenwood takes the plaudits, of course. I can't wait to do the chart show on Sunday, by the way, because Greenwood was brilliant against Bournemouth. He's been brilliant tonight. We might have our youngest ever #1 in the chart show on Saturday morning. He has been, he's been fantastic. Really, really has. So very, very happy with him. And yeah, it's been a good half from United. Second half kicks off. Hopefully the timer is on the page for you. It is. Yes, lovely stuff. Frillol says, do you think we'll sign Sancho? Yes, I do. Hi from Saudi Arabia, says Station of Games. Hello, pal. How are you doing? This will be a good second half, says Jack Patterson. I think you're right. We've not even spoken about that. I mean, Villa can't just sit back, can they? Their goal difference is crap anyway. They've got to try and get back into the game. I think if you're Aston Villa, you may as well lose. Well, then again, goal difference could be important, I suppose. But nice switching of the play here. I think he will get there. But Wan-Bissaka, who's got to be a little bit careful. I think if I was Aston Villa, I'd be trying to get the ball in and around the box. Because I do think if there's half a penalty to give, the ref will give it. Not because it wasn't a penalty, but because it's one of those ones where you think, well, then again, he could have given a penalty there on Samatta, and he said no. So John Moss has totally, utterly handed me the L there. He could have given a penalty to Villa here. It would have been soft. Cross comes in from McGinn, and Maguire seems to have a hand on Samatta. It'd be very, very soft, but he could have given it. If he wanted to level things up, he could have given it. I don't think it was a penalty, by the way. Here's Rashford on the left. You've got to be. It must be very. Look, I love it. I absolutely love it. But it must be so hard when you're up against United. They've got so many players. Look at this. Lovely turn by Rashford. Oh, Wan-Bissaka on the back post. How does he miss? Worldy turn by Rashford. Cross to the back post. Wan-Bissaka on a diving header. I mean, maybe it's hard. I don't know. But the turn by Rashford is brilliant. Sends the defender back to kindergarten, and Wan-Bissaka should score. He does too much. He tries to head it in the bottom corner. Just head it back against the goal. There's no keeper going to save this. Just head it towards the goal. It's a big miss. Big miss by Wan-Bissaka, that. I don't think it'll be a costly miss, but he should score. And again, like Luke Shaw in the first half, when Bruno misses, Rashford deserves the assist there for the great work that he's done. It should have been a goal for Wan-Bissaka. It remains 2-0. Big chance. Bruno. I think there's goals in this for United second half, of course. Should be 4-0, says Jan the man. Yeah, well, people don't want to talk about that, do they? They want to talk about the penalty, but what about the chance that Bruno missed, the chance that Wan-Bissaka's just missed? We've had lots and lots of chances. Villa hit the post, and heading training tomorrow, I think, Mark, says Scott Bennett. Yeah, we've had the chances. I mean, Villa hit the post, and David De Gea had covered the angle anyway. It's not like they've had a load of, I don't feel sorry for Villa. I'd love Villa to stay up. I would. I know a lot of Villa fans, and I like Aston Villa, and I would love them to stay up, but you can't feel sorry for them. We've been the better team. They started off well. I don't think the drinks break helps anybody, by the way. I don't think the drinks break after 20 minutes helped Villa. Villa were doing quite well. We get to have a chat with our manager, and then suddenly it changes. Next step, interactive chart show, says Fritz. Yeah, we will have interactive player ratings. I will let you know about that as soon as we open it up. Welcome to Shaveen, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Aditya says, Bruno made the penalty, but he wouldn't have trodden on Konza if Konza didn't put his foot there. Imagine if Greenwood had a year in the Championship. He's not having a year in the Championship. He's too good. But we're imagining. Greenwood has more Premier League goals, 9, than Lacazette, 8, and Firmino, 8. What a talent. Give him a 10-year contract. Has he got 9 Premier League goals already? No. He can't have 9, Edward Walters. Someone want to check that? He can't have 9 Premier League goals. The difference between the team now and before Christmas is huge. Before Christmas, misses like that would have cost us. We are creating enough chances that we can afford to miss a few clear cuts, as Reece Tate. I think that was always the difference with United. You know, we watched that first half to the season, and the problem was we didn't create enough chances, so we didn't score. And then, you know, you can always concede. You know, you think back to that Newcastle game where we lost 1-0. That was pretty much Newcastle's only chance for the Ginger Longstaff, and they scored it. But we didn't create chances ourselves. I think this team now, we create so many chances that we're going to win more games. We defended quite well before Christmas. We just didn't create chances because we didn't have a number 10. That's why we need a great team full of great players. If you have an off game and the others pick up the slack, didn't have this previously, says Leds Paldo. Very spot on. Spot on. Villa should buy Malin as the striker as you have, says Salah Ahmed. Yeah, I'm actually doing an Aston Villa career mode on Mark Goldbridge. That's football as well. You can tune in tomorrow at 2:30. But Cons has just been booked there. Rashford having a better second half. Bit of an off and on first half for Rashford again, but second half he's looked a lot sharper. He has got 9. No, he's got 6 goals and 5. He's got 9 goals, Premier League goals. He hasn't got 9 Premier League goals. I'm going to check. Very easy to do. He's got 7 Premier League goals. Pogba's got the ball. Little dink. That's going to go for a goal kick. He's not got 9 Premier League goals. I'm on the page. He's got 7. He's got 7 Premier League goals. It's on the Premier League website, so you can shout he's got 9 all you like. He hasn't got 9 Premier League goals. He's got 7 Premier League goals. Unless they've updated it, he might have 8 now. How can he have 9 goals on the app when he had 8? He's not scored 2 tonight. He scored 1. That's what I'm saying. I wonder if anywhere else has got it. Oh, sorry, it was you. I thought it was the cat. I just messaged you saying the cat's up to something. It's like, it's you. God, they're even worse on who scored. They've got 6 goals on there. I think we're going to be arguing about this all night, people. I think he's got 8. I do read Twitch. It's Christian. Yeah, I've read loads of Twitch ones out. Maguire's not looking that sharp, says Michael Angelo 69, and I genuinely don't think he's got 9 Premier League goals. If he has, great, but I can't think where he's got the 9 goals from. I just don't think he has got 9. I think he's got 9 goals for United. I don't think he's got 9 Premier League. I've just checked on the Premier League site, mate. It does say 9 for me, says Tommy B. I know the best way to resolve it. Here's Greenwood anyway. However many Bruno's got, Greenwood's having a fantastic season. Wide out to Rashford. And it's a goal for Marcus Rashford. 3-0 Manchester United. Oh, he's offside? What? How can you be offside when he shoots from that far out? VAR, kiss my arse. What's all this about? Oh, it's because of Pogba. Oh, yeah, it is offside. He's miles off. So Rashford shoots from the edge of the box, but Pogba stood in an offside position and it goes off his backside, and Reina probably would have saved it, to be fair. So it is offside. We won't be changing the score on that one. Right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to give you the definitive answer on Bruno Fernandes' goals for Manchester United. Although, Martial... Oh, what a tackle! What a tackle that was. He's just about to put it in the back of the net, and it's a fantastic tackle by Taylor. Lovely ball from Marcus Rashford. What a ball by Rashford. Martial's about to dink this home, and a wonderful tackle by Taylor. He has to get it right, otherwise it's another penalty. Super tackle, that. Absolutely brilliant. You can't knock that. Brilliant. Absolutely superb. So Bruno got 1 goal against Watford. Edge of the box, Pogba. Oh, that is a goal. It's 3-0 to Manchester United. And whoever said that Paul Pogba would score a goal tonight, he's certainly done it. Pogboom. Well, it wasn't quite Pogboom, but it was positional brilliance. Accuracy from Paul Pogba. Edge of the box. Bruno gets another assist as well. Bruno to the edge of the box. Pogba curls it into the bottom corner. Reina is absolutely unsighted. And Manchester United get 3 goals. And I tell you what, if it's going to come down to goal difference, Leicester are losing theirs. Chelsea are not in it at all. It's fantastic by Paul Pogba. Everything is going right for Manchester United. And I'm sad to say Aston Villa are dropping like Simon Cowell's eyelids when the Botox wears out. They are going out. They are absolutely... They're not going out. They're going down the plug hole like a spider. Manchester United 3, Aston Villa 0. And it's cruise control for Manchester United. Absolutely cruise control. And I just would like to say as well, don't ever put a spider down the toilet or the plug hole. Serious message there, because they have such a low metabolism, they don't use up much oxygen. So when you flush them down the toilet, it takes them about an hour to drown. So, you know, it's not a very nice way to treat a spider who actually... What's wrong with spiders? They kill flies. Who do you prefer more, a spider or a fly? Why are we talking about spiders? Anyway, it's 3-0 to Manchester United, and it's Paul Pogba with a fantastic goal to finish. Well, this game's been over for a while, but we're now in that cruise control area where we just sit back and soak up Manchester United at the moment. It's just unbelievable. Pogba's driving forward again. We'd love to see Anthony Martial score a goal tonight, but now Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will be able to make the changes again. And United, I mean, we've never got out of fifth gear tonight, have we? It's just it's so joyous to watch. 3-0. We could get more. Game on Monday night, though. Game on Monday night. 3-0, Manchester United. I've not even noticed Grealish. Not even noticed him. It was a super chat here from Diego Suarez Del Rey. He says, interesting lineup idea worth trying if we do sign Sancho, De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, Shaw, Pogba, Bruno, Rashford, Sancho out wide, Martial 10 and Greenwood striker. I said Greenwood and Pogba to score. Martial was my other goal scorer I need, says Lee Taylor. I know a lot of you did say Pogba to score before the game, to be honest, and it's about time. Nice to see Pogba getting on the score sheet. Bruno, the best stat padder in the league. Sit down, haters. Another assist for Bruno as well. And when we play United next season, we will have Partey and Torreira, man mark Bruno. That's how we will win. Zane, if I was any fan, I would be very, very worried. Very, very worried. I loved how Pogba seemed happy and went to celebrate with Bruno. Maybe he will stay and form a dangerous partnership there, says Franco Riva. Why would you want to go anywhere else? Oh, Martial's just hit the bar. Oh, it would have been another great goal for Manchester United. And Martial looks well pissed off because he just wants a goal. He deserves a goal. His performance deserves a goal. It's been fantastic from Martial tonight. Hits it against the post and the bar. Let's check this out again from Martial. I think it is the post and the bar. Can't believe it. It's getting closer and closer. Oh, crazy stuff going on there. So, Martial, Rashford, Bruno scored 1 goal against Watford. We're going to count this up now. He scored against Everton, 2. He didn't score against City. He's on 2. He didn't play in April or May. 3, Tottenham. Sheffield United, none. Norwich was the cup, doesn't matter. Brighton, 4, 5. Six. He's on 7. He's got 7 goals. I've just counted all his Premier League goals. He's got 7 goals. I thought it was 8. Get the shirt out, Mark. He needs good vibes, says Joskin. Patriotic Alternative just scored a hat-trick against FC, says Viking Dude. And have to feel bad for Reina. Had no chance on any of these goals, says Jamie Wanskin. I think we broke a Premier League record tonight. Only Premier League team in history to score 3+ goals 5 games in a row, says Cipriano. I know, it's an easy count. I'd love us to get a clean sheet tonight. Interesting lineup. Let me just get back. So, yeah, 7 goals for in the Premier League, I think. Mark, you're losing it. We were talking about Greenwood, says Dane Grayson. Oh, I thought we were talking about Bruno. Grealish has gone down injured here. Quiet game for Grealish, but hard to have an impactful game when you're playing in a team. When you're playing against a team with this quality, it's very, very difficult. Still half an hour to go as well. Not quite having the drinks break yet. We talk about Greenwood, not Bruno, says Ivan. The good news, Grealish value is dropping by the minute, says Jonathan Woodward. Imagine counting the goals and still being wrong, says War Doctor. We're not talking about Mason. I'm talking about Bruno Fernandes. So Bruno Fernandes has got 7. I was always talking about Bruno. If you were talking about Greenwood, that's great. I was talking about Bruno, and I made that very, very clear. After break, shall we limit foreign players? No. A couple of substitutions for United here. McTominay's coming on and Brandon Williams is coming on. I wonder if he'll bring Brandon Williams on for Wan-Bissaka because Wan-Bissaka's on a yellow card and McTominay for Matic. I wonder. Mark, you forgot about Sheffield United the first game and against Watford when we beat them 4-0. That's for 9 Premier League goals. John Smith, I've just counted it. I was talking. I might have said the name Greenwood. I was thinking about Bruno in my head. I am getting old, you know. I was genuinely talking about Bruno though. Double substitution for United anyway. Brandon Williams and McTominay are stripped off to their kits. They're not naked, if that gets you going. I mean, Scotty has got a 6-pack. Some people will be impressed by that. Now, nearly Martial. I'd love Martial to get a goal. Here he is. He's got an overlap here from Greenwood. Can't find him. I think Agallo's going to come on for Martial. Although Ollie might keep Martial on for being a striker himself. Mini Coop says most of you are probably plastic, to be fair. Some of you aren't. Why would you be a plastic fan of Manchester United? We've been absolutely shite for the last 7 years. Hourihane to Grealish up against Wan-Bissaka. And a decent shot by Grealish, but it goes wide. We need a Greenwood shirt, Mark, says Vabath. Connor, yeah, we do. Matic is coming off. Let's see who the other player is. And it is Wan-Bissaka. Called it. You see? Take the 2 players off who've got the yellow cards. And it's interesting. I mean, you're going to be voting for the player ratings soon. How would you vote for Wan-Bissaka on that? I mean, I don't think he had a great game today. Should have scored a goal. Picked up a yellow card. Left Grealish on the back post. Not Wan-Bissaka's best game. I feel bad for Fred. Bring him on, says Jonathan Woodward. Yeah, it's interesting how we always... I think the hint has been dropped, though, isn't it? It's going to be Wan-Bissaka. It's going to be McTominay who plays in that role. I don't care if it's McTominay or Fred who turns into it. I don't mind. You know, Matic is brilliant in that role if we can develop somebody. I mean, look, if you've got McTominay or Fred, you've got Matic, who's probably one of the best CDMs in the country at the moment, and has been a very good CDM and is very experienced. Then you've got Michael Carrick, who's been one of the best Premier League CDMs to learn from. Great. Hi Mark, lots of rumours saying that Juventus will try to sign Greenwood. What do you think of it? Says Detective. No, I think it was a story that there was a story yesterday that what was the story from yesterday? The story was that Juventus offered life-changing money for Mason Greenwood last summer. I don't think they're going to put. You know. Anybody can offer anything for Mason Greenwood. United aren't going to sell him, and he's not going to want to go. So, oh, I've got a peppermint tea over here. Bada bing, bada boo. Looks like Pogba has dropped to CDM, says Harahan. So I'll keep an eye on that. Now I think McTominay's still the deeper player because he's just won the ball there and played it back to De Gea. Nice ball into Luke Shaw. You see, De Gea's being encouraged. We are passing out from the back a lot more. I think Agallo's going to be coming on soon. Pogba's been fantastic tonight. Yeah, I mean, the finish by Pogba is so... Because he hasn't used power, it's a different goal to Mason Greenwood's. But, you know, it's actually better to score a goal without power because it just shows positional intelligence. It's a lovely finish. It'd be nice to see Dan James come on as well, yeah. Aaron Wan-Bissaka no more than a 3, says Danny. I mean, I wouldn't go that low myself, but it'll be for you lot to vote. It's not open yet. Lovely play here. What play? Lovely play. Bruno's got it. Final ball, not great. I don't think Bruno's had a great game, but then again, he's got a goal and an assist again. And I think when you get a goal and an assist, it's like when you're playing FIFA Pro Clubs, isn't it? You're guaranteed an 8. Mark, bring it on. We'll be ready for you next season. There's nothing to fear but fear itself, says Zane. Mate, when you need to sort out not bottling it against Leicester. We'd be nearly top 4 if you hadn't have done that. We had one job. Our goal difference has gone up to 26. Leicester's is 32. Well, it's another tick. They're having a drinks break at the moment. It's another tick in the box for Manchester United. It's another win, which is what it's all about. There's no way Villa are coming back from this. I think even the staunchest Villa fan knows that. It was always going to be a hard game for Villa, and it was always going to be a hard game for Villa. And they started off quite well. But I said this so many times. I'm doing a Villa FIFA career mode. I've done United. I'm doing Villa at the moment. And I've seen Villa a lot over the last few weeks. And they're full of endeavour. They're full of effort. But they have not got goals in them. And I said in the preview, they won't score. They won't score a goal tonight. They don't have goals in them. Still think we should go for Grealish. Think Villa will have to take anything they can get, says War Doctor. I mean, look, you can't judge Jack Grealish tonight. You cannot judge him tonight. I mean, he's been quieter than an ant's piss on cotton wool. He's been so quiet tonight. But he's playing in a team where he's the only good player. And, that makes it hard. I wonder if he'll make any more subs. Yeah, Bruno's coming off for Fred. He's done his job. Bruno's smiling. Fred's smiling. Ollie's smiling. We're nearly at 741,000 subscribers on YouTube, so please subscribe if you're new. We're only 300 away. We could easily do it. Bottom right-hand corner. Subscribe to the channel. Get involved with the community. You're all very welcome. Great times for United at the moment. We're loving it. And if you are watching on Twitch, thanks everyone who's tuned in. Give us a follow on there. We're closing in on 6,000. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Do you think the 5 subs has... this is from Alex_Azzy. He says, do you think the 5 subs has helped United a lot in terms of being able to rest more players, as the drop-off would have meant we'd have had to keep playing on top 11 for way too many wins? I mean, that's the whole point of it, really. I mean, I do actually agree with the 5 subs, because you're asking players to play so many games to get this season completed that there's going to be more risk of injury. So 5 subs makes sense. But the way that United are winning games makes it a lot easier, because we've got to win games. So if we were like 1-0 up, Ollie wouldn't make all these subs. Because we're 3-0 up, he can rest some players. We're playing on Monday, of course. So it's massively entertaining that United are winning games the way they're winning at the moment, but it's also really positive because we're able to take players off with 20 minutes to go, half an hour to go, rest players. And I mean, Aston Villa now, I think, are just playing not to get hammered. I mean, it's 3-0's quite bad anyway, isn't it? Bruno trying to create a lot of the chances, which is good, by the way. Good cross by Williams. Nobody's there. Has given away a lot of the ball times. Waiting for Ricky's comments. Love you guys, says Sheehan. Yeah, Ricky's fan cam will be interesting, because I think he will pick up on the fact that Bruno, I'll tell you what, Fleck, despite a goal and an assist, Bruno's not had a good game today. It's Matic who's had a good game. I don't think Matic had a great game. I thought he had a good game. First time a side has won 4 games in a row by 3 goals in the Premier League. Ollie deserves massive credit. I will mention that in the match reaction. I'm really looking forward to the match reaction for the player ratings, by the way. I'd love to see Martial get a goal. I think he deserves a goal today. Have you noticed that Ollie looks like Andy Serkis, says Oliver Glenn? I know what you mean. No comments. Greenwood has to be man of the match today. He's been superb, says Joel Morris. I think Martial's been brilliant. You know what? He's played in 2 of the goals, and his work ethic. I predicted this about Martial as well. He probably won't score today because he occupies the centre-backs, but the work he does is amazing. And it allows us to still score loads of goals. He comes deep, he runs around, he runs the channels. I think Martial's had a very good game, but because he's a striker and he hasn't scored, people will be like, oh, Martial was crap today. Ollie should take Greenwood off, says Mongamats. Mark is at the wheel, says Atabi308. I think Ollie's at the wheel, isn't he? We'll be close to singing that. I nearly sang it. I nearly sang it before. I'm getting close to singing it. because this is very impressive. I think tonight, Villa against other teams, I think if Villa were playing Arsenal or Spurs or Wolves, they'd have got something tonight. I think there's very few teams that would come and do this to Villa, because I think they were organised, they applied themselves well. Look, Villa are struggling to score goals, but Villa have played well tonight. United have just been too good for them. And there's very few teams, I think, in this league. Obviously, Chelsea did it, but Chelsea only beat them 2-1, because I think Chelsea at the moment lack that cutting edge. But I just think Villa, they're running out of games to get points in. I mean, look at that by Martial. It's class. Absolute class. Gets it into Luke Shaw. He can slip Rashford in. Lovely ball. Cut it back. Lovely. Oh, unlucky Luke Shaw. Probably should have cut that back to Martial, but lovely running. And it's just exciting to watch United on the break. So Agallo's going to come on. Probably going to be Martial. Because Agallo can't come on for anybody else. And Dan James is going to come on as well. I think he'll keep Rashi on. I'll keep Rashi on. Rashford with the corner. Cleared away. So obviously Bruno's come off for Fred now. McTominay's come off for Matic. Brandon Williams is on for Wan-Bissaka because he was on a yellow card. Agallo and James, the last two substitutions for Manchester United to use. Pogba's got it. Out on the right-hand side. I think Martial knows that his night is up here. And I would say he'll probably take Greenwood off as well. Greenwood, Pogba wide to Brandon Williams. Villa have got plenty back. Pogba. Mings will clear it. Luke Shaw's had a good game again, I agree. We are going to do a live Europa League draw tomorrow lunchtime as well. I didn't even know it was happening until today. People are saying, how can you do it? It's very easy to do a draw, even though you don't know who's made it yet, because you just say this is the route to the final. So you can predict who you won't definitely know who you're going to play in the quarterfinals or the semi-final, but you can map it quite easy. Well in by Luke Shaw there. He's had a dominant performance. And the substitutions will be made. And it's going to be... Hello? Okay, can you send me the link? Alright, okay, I'll put it in. Cheers, pal. Ta-da. Bye-bye. Okay, that's the go-ahead from United Stand headquarters. You can go onto the United Stand website now and start voting for your player ratings. Especially good timing as well, because Mason Greenwood's just coming off and Anthony Martial's coming off. Martial's disappointed. I still think I would probably give him an 8 or 9. I thought he was fantastic today. So Dan James and Agallo come off. Martial looking disappointed because he wanted a goal. I love it. I love Martial's disappointment there because he's so gutted. You got to love that. I love that. Because he missed his chance, didn't he? He missed his chance. I've put him a tweet out. Very, very good. Look, Martial wants goals. That's what strikers want. He wants goals, and I totally get that. But trust me, Martial. I don't know what you all think, but I think Martial tonight was absolutely fantastic. The couple of times he won the ball in our own half and then sprinted and got it back. Yeah. That's a foul. He's got to give the foul there. Got to give the foul there. And it's a yellow card as well. Lovely run by Dan James. That's a good position. No Bruno on the pitch. Rashford will be loving this. Good position for Rashford to maybe get a goal. Loving the love for Martial. Martial man of the match, said a lot of people. Website's down. Right, we're looking at that. We're looking at that. We've got to keep. It's going to take a bit of time to get it working. I'm obviously not involved in it. Rashford with the free kick over the bar. I don't like Rashford on free kicks. Manchester United's next game is on Monday night. Hello? Yeah, okay. Cheers, pal. Alright, mate, okay. Cheers. Bye-bye. Villa, they might get a goal. Good block, Brandon Williams. Keeps the clean sheet I said Manchester United would get. Oh, what's going on here? I've lost my bloody live comments now. Piece of shit. Sorry about this. I'm being a bit quiet here because I'm losing my bloody... I've lost my bloody stream. Still 10 minutes to go in this game. I mean, United have made a lot of changes, so you might expect it to drop off a little bit here. Yeah, but I desperately want the clean sheet. I think Man United have worked so hard tonight, and it'd be good for David De Gea to get one. I mean, he's not really had to make any great saves tonight. Grealish has got it. Nakamba. Should be back working now, so I can actually talk to my live comments. Always a nice thing to be able to do. Don't want to see you. Don't want to see you. You can go. Okay, there we go. We're back. Thank you, everybody, for your patience there. Please subscribe if you're new, and if you are on Twitch, give us a follow as well. Can't wait until we play Chelsea and Greenwood is shooting at Kepa, says Lily141F. I'm really looking forward to that Chelsea game, actually. I mean, priority is Champions League football, of course, but I think just playing Chelsea is going to be an interesting game. Well, Martial was our best player today. Excellent selflessness and hunger. His first touch is amazing, says Ernest Sabiri. Sheffield, Everton, Newcastle, Norwich, Watford, Brighton, Bournemouth and Villa. 9 Premier League goals for Mason Van Greenwood, says Mark. Says Ashman. I'm not disputing how many goals Mason Greenwood's got, because I was actually counting how many goals Bruno's got. Brandon Williams clears it away. That'll go for a throw-in. We're having it. I'm sorry. This is live content, of course, as you know. The website's having a few problems, which I'm trying to sort of manage whilst also running a stream. So apologies for that. The website's down again. Oh, for fuck's sake. Super chat coming in from Red Baron. That Martial reaction is going to be spun by the Sun and make our fan base just think he's being sulky for no reason. Mate, I've got that covered on the match reaction. I'm ready for that. I'm absolutely ready for that. I've got no issue with the way Anthony Martial reacted to that. I think it's, in fact, I would go as far as to say it's bloody superb. I love that. I love the way he reacted. I think it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And anybody who thinks that that's petulant or stupid, I don't think any genuine Manchester United fan is going to think that. I think any genuine Manchester United fan is going to be like, I love that. I absolutely love it. So I don't think we need to worry about that. I'll tell you what, I am looking forward to seeing the fan cams, what people have got to say about the penalties and the performances. I think that's going to be very interesting tonight, especially Ricky. Again, I don't think Matic had a super game, but I think Manchester United have been good. I can't do anything about the website. If you've managed to get in and vote, well done, and we'll use those votes. Just keep trying, theunitedstand.com. But there are some people who voted. Who's your man of the match, Agak Arbry? I do that on my match reaction. The link is in the video description for that. So you can join me after the game. Lots to talk about. I don't want to dwell on the penalty too much in the match reaction, to be honest. I think that I just want to talk about United, really. And where we are, and the things I've noticed, and do the player ratings, of course. But I'm very happy with the way things are going at United, and I don't think anybody's surprised with the way that we've played today. But again, it's about appreciating it. It's not easy to go and do what we're doing at the moment. It isn't easy, and I think we take it for granted. But that first 20 minutes was massively important, and Luke Shaw. Oh, I'd love him to get there. I'd love that to go in, but it doesn't go in. Do I think Villa will go down? Yeah, I think they are heading down, aren't they? I just think it's going to be too much for them with, what, 4 games to go? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4 games to go. They're 4 points from safety. I think it's going to be too hard for them, unfortunately. I'd love Villa to stay up. I didn't want Villa to get the results tonight, though. You know, obviously. Obviously I didn't. But Rashford, go wide to Shaw. Fans need to be critical of Wan-Bissaka today. If Shaw played like that today, he'd get absolutely trashed. I'm going to mention that in the live in the match reaction. I think you're spot on there, Shaveen, to be honest. This in 4th gear. Luke Shaw has been brilliant, says Nick Warren. And Luke Shaw has been absolutely brilliant. He just runs that line so well. Very happy for him. Greenwood. He just looks so young, doesn't he? And he's been given man of the match. Martial showed hold-up play, adding to his overall game. Unlucky to hit the post, says Tezza6. Vav says, Mark, I'm not sure how United stand when website is hosted, but just increase the virtual machine size and RAM will make a really difference when you have 150k plus voting at a time, says Valabaf Kunma. Well, yeah, it was meant to. Mate, look, I'm not an expert in that, and I'm live doing this. It's not my... not my thing. Nice ball in. Rashford, good save by Reina. Good save by Reina there. Rashford nearly getting his goal. Lovely driving run from Pogba. This is why I like Pogba from the deep, because he'll just carry the ball and play the right pass. And it is a Meg's pass as well. It would have been a great goal. It would have been a great assist by Paul Pogba, but not to be. Martial looks gutted. Fred. Oh. 3 minutes to go. Ollie just looks happy. I mean, Paul Pogba's had a fantastic game as well. Play PS says the mods should set up a poll for us to vote on man of the match. If they've got something like that on Twitch, we can definitely look at doing that. Make sure you give us a follow if you are watching on Twitch. Nutmeg on Ming says Arky. Yeah, it was lovely. Absolutely fantastic. Pogba man of the match for me, says Kieran Colkit. Well, I was sort of alluding to that. Mark, when are you doing call-ins? I'm thinking of calling in, says Zayn Miassi. And Chelsea says we really need to score with our backup. We haven't done it since the restart, Mark. Thoughts about that? Your site is down, by the way. Yeah, I'm aware. I'm aware. There's nothing I can do. It is down. Fucking annoying. I think there will be enough votes for me to do it though on the match reaction, but it's annoying because it shouldn't do that. Martial would have buried that Rashford chance. Look at Pogba again here. He could have had a penalty. He should have had a penalty. That's a penalty on Pogba. That is a penalty on Pogba. Not given. I don't know why that doesn't get VAR reviewed. Another great result tonight. How refreshing it is, Rob. You see, that should be a penalty to United at the end there. Because, you know, why are we not giving it out of sympathy? That would have been another goal. No doubt Pogba is man of the match today. What a game he has had, says Tobias Grunfold. And our B team can't get a goal in when they're given the chance, says Andomius and Lovo. Right, okay. Well, look, subscribe if you're new, bottom right-hand corner on YouTube, and follow us if you're on Twitch. We're going to be moving over to the match reaction now. We will be integrating player ratings as well. Lots and lots to discuss. I'm going to be live there in about 60 seconds time, maybe a couple of minutes. And we'll be going through what a fantastic result for Manchester United, player ratings, and digesting what has been a fantastic result for Manchester United. Click on the link in the video description or go through the homepage. I'll see you in a mo. Thanks everyone who's been watching on Twitch. Give us a follow. Pop onto YouTube for the match reaction. If you're on YouTube, pop over and give us a watch on the match reaction, and I will see you there. White Owl, I definitely thought it was a penalty, and I don't know why it wasn't given at the end. But join me on the match reaction in a few seconds' time. We'll be taking more comments and going through the play ratings. Be in a mo.